the weekend, can't get enough. Got my crew, Mike, Paul, Troy, Swayze's laugh. Zach and Lily bring the fun, we're on the path. It's the Name Topics Podcast, right? Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flair. Turn it up, volume high. Nintendo vibes flying sky. Press play, let's dive in deep. Catching all the secrets we keep. It's the Name Topics Podcast, right? Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flair. Trollers, quick stories flow. Laughs and smiles as we go. Every Friday night so bright. Name Topics Podcast feels so right. Oh. From Mario to Zelda quests. Talking all the games we love the best. Choices, insights, Zach's big grin. Lily's got the news, let's begin. It's the Name Topics Podcast, right? Electronic beats and friends by my side. Gaming news and tales we'll share. No better way to start a weekend flair. And always very slow. Laughs and smiles as we go. Oh. Every Friday night so bright. Name Topics Podcast feels so right.
Hi.
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 How is everyone?
This is not what's supposed to happen.
Mid Topic Podcast, all things Nintendo.
There we go. Now we have officially started the podcast. Welcome to the Name Topic Podcast. It is Friday, and it is time. That's not the music. That's the lo-fi music. There we go. Let me cut that out here, and then bring this one in. That's not music.
Under the tree, Mario's bright red cat.
That's not it either. Nope.
Well, let me tell you, that Mario song's a real dilly.
That's not it either.
Hey.
I appreciate it, but that's not it. Okay, that'll work. That'll work.
I could do something with that.
Under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing.
Come on, yo.
Baby. Baby. Baby.
All right, welcome to the Name Topic Podcast. It is Friday. There's no better place to be on a Friday night than here on the Name Topic Podcast. I would welcome everyone in the chat and also everyone who is listening to us post Friday on all podcasts throughout the entire world and universe and planets. And so we are here because it is Switch 2 season. And I don't know.
Oh, yes.
I'm incredibly hyped. This is our first podcast post Switch 2 rumors. No more Switch 2 rumors. It's not a rumor anymore. People, it is real. It exists.
Yes.
Nintendo Switch 2 is a thing, and we are here to celebrate, talk about it, spank it, and love it, and do anything to it because it's Switch 2.
Smack it, flip it,
Oh,
rub it
good.
down.
We're gonna go ahead and introduce the cast here in the Entire Podcast, starting with the one and only Joycey J. Hi, Joycey.
Hello, welcome. I'm glad to be in a post Switch 2 reveal world right now.
And moving on to Hyru Lily. Hi, Lily. Hi, Lily. Hyru.
Doing great. Thank you for asking. Happy to be here. Happy that it's Friday, that we made it to Friday.
Yes.
And yeah, looking forward for that weekend, even though we're going to get a lot of snow up here. A lot of snow. That's why I don't want to go out in the weekend.
Mhm.
So I'll better just stay in and, play some games because I have a backlog. I didn't play much this week, actually. So yeah, nothing to report there.
Mhm.
And just working. Work.
Work,
That's
work.
it.
All right. Thank you, Lily. And over to Zach Hollywood Hendricks.
What up, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm glad it is Friday. It's been a pretty good week on the gaming sphere. I finally beat Echoes of Wisdom. Now I'm going to 100% it.
Yay.
But yes, I enjoyed it quite a bit. A lot of fun there. And I've also been playing some Smash more because now that it's I started doing this at the end of 2024. But every Friday night after this podcast, I do what's called the post-podcast party, where I stream some Smash Bros. On my YouTube channel, which I'll be doing tonight as well. So more Smash.
More Smash.
Nice. And then it is dark in the Mushroom Kingdom. But no worries. Karate Paul is there.
How's it going? It's a good day. It's hard not to have a good day after Nintendo revealed the Nintendo Switch 2. And game-wise, today I've been playing Fortnite because they revealed not just revealed, they unleashed the King Kong and Godzilla edition to
nice.
Fortnite, where they're actually in the map, giant, wreaking havoc, and it's so cool.
That's awesome. That's so fun.
Cool.
And play with my son, love it.
I need to get to that.
The ones from the movies?
Yeah, from the recent
Sick.
Godzilla.
Oh wow!
Sick.
So those the models from the latest movies. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And of course, you got your host, your token host here, Odyssey. Me, Mike Odyssey. Me, I have not been doing much. Just hyping, just like looking at the mirror and saying switch 2 is out, and then going online and just looking at the video like 20 times again, and then all of a sudden like switch 2 is out, I get an email, and so this email has a file in it, and I'm like, who? And then I play it, and there's a tune to it that sounded familiar. You guys are gonna look at it, but this could be the tune that you will hear in the background as you search for a game to play on your Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, thank God we're getting music again.
Please be similar to the Wii.
And
Please.
I listened to it about 20,000 times because I was just so into it. I'm like, man, this is so nostalgic and new and fresh at the same time. And they already gave us a hint of it. And I'm like, what the heck? What is this? So today I am making it. I was going to make a video and just going to show it to you guys, but I decided to release that video tomorrow for the rest of the audience and then show you guys the music tonight. Okay?
Ooh.
So that is our second topic. We're going to go ahead and play the tune and we're going to discuss the tune. You guys are going to be able to hear it. I don't know of anybody else in the internet sphere that has the music or has spoken about the music. So it's going to be an exclusive right here on the Odyssey. So that's very exciting. But before that, we got to go topic number 1, which is Nintendo Switch 2. Am I missing anything, Joycey? Because I forget things before we jump into the topic. Did I miss anything? Introductions and
What's a Switch 2?
it's like when you open your door and then all of a sudden there's like one switch and 2 switches. One turns off the kitchen light and the other one turns on the hallway light. So there's like switch 2. You kind of like push it. Sometimes you push it.
One
Sometimes
plus one.
It's on your phone.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes on your phone.
Oh,
Sometimes
yeah. Switch 2. That thing that's going to play Zelda.
Oh,
By
you
the
didn't hear
way-
the news?
Wait, what?
No Zelda
What
on
news?
Switch 2.
I was gonna ask about that. Where's my Zelda? Where
I know
is
it's
it?
revealed now, Nintendo. Where's my Zelda? I guess we gotta get the console first,
we got some news about that too, because there's been dates announced, and I'm gonna let you guys know about those dates announced and things that are happening on those dates announced. And also, there's also another date that is coming up very soon, in a couple of weeks, that related to Nintendo that we're gonna talk about today as well. Okay, it's gonna be like a bonus topic. Okay, yes, it's Nintendo Direct, February. Okay, we'll talk about that as well. And shout out to Like You 82 topic. Guess what? Superstar. Why? Like You 82 was with us on Wednesday from the beginning of the stream towards the very end. They also came the next day on the stream for the reveal as well. And they were there throughout the entire stream. So thank you so much. It's going to be here all stream. Exactly. There you go. And I'm like, I didn't even read the comment before I said that. And look, so thank you so much for your support. You are amazing and a superstar. And then, of course, we got Boo Mini with the one gifted membership. Thank you so much, Boo Mini. Superstar gifted membership. And of course, also a mod on the channel. Look at the little tool that it is next. Is it a wrench? Like a little wrench? A little wench?
It's a wrench.
All right, thank you for that gifted, and then congratulations to whomever, right? That's how you say it. Whomever gets the membership and enjoy those stickers and all those little goodies. All right, Power Mad from UK.
Yep.
Power Mad UK, welcome and congratulations. You were one before, but now you are again. That's good.
Could you imagine if we did the song as the first topic? You guys know why we can't, right, audience? Or right, chat? Audience. That was weird. I'm so sorry for that. We can't do the song because if it is true and it is real, the podcast will go dark after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we won't get to talk about the Switch 2.
But
so
Yeah.
our hands are tied. It's got to be at the end.
Yeah, I took some precautions too. I actually sped it up a little bit just in case. Just a bit. It's not that crazy, but just a little bit so that, so it doesn't really get picked up. I'm pretty sure that Nintendo's all over it already. But yeah, I mean, it's music. Hopefully we'll stay on once we do.
Fingers crossed.
But hey, if we don't, that's a confirmation. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So everybody, and right now, I recommend you keep the podcast in the background. If you are listening to the podcast right now, wherever you are in your home, you may even dinner or in the car, keep the podcast in the background so you don't miss that tune. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. Like you added you once more with that $2 super chat. Nintendo is watching. I got chills.
Oh my god.
Nintendo ninjas.
All right.
Yeah.
So before we get into the Switch 2 topic, yes, we are expecting a Nintendo Direct in February. This is, I'm not a leaker to know this because they've done it every single year since the beginning. They have never failed. Even last year when we had the weirdest Nintendo year ever, they still gave us a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase in February, right? And then we only got the one Nintendo Direct, the real Nintendo Direct in June. That's the one we got. And then at the end we got the museum, and we got the partner showcase and the Indie World like mashed up together, right? But we only got that Direct in June, but we did get one in February. So expect Nintendo to issue a Direct in February. We still have Metroid Prime 4 without the release date coming this year. Nintendo's pushing that game like crazy. We have Pokemon ZA or ZA or Arizona or what?
Arizona. I thought it was the only one that thought about that.
Yeah. So yeah, we are getting a Nintendo Direct. It's gonna be exciting. Nintendo Switch is not done yet. We still have plenty of games coming out, and we're expecting some games. Hopefully, Tamagotchi Live maybe coming around the corner. Maybe we get a game with Kirby Robobot. Maybe we get Mario Galaxy 2. Then we get Zelda Skywalker. Like it was
Skywalker.
like
I am your father. I had to.
Legend of Zelda Skywalker. Do not clip that. Okay, don't clip that. It's Wind Waker, not Skywalker. It's completely off. Completely off. Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker, maybe Twilight Princess. Although I think that Twilight Princess is not coming. I think Nintendo has that game has a better potential of having a complete remake like Metroid did on Switch 2 with those graphics that'll look amazing if they do that, right? Wind Waker is more cartoonish, right? So it's better in HD. It'll look good anywhere it is. So
It'll look
yeah,
glitter. That's
glitter.
not a word, y'all. I'm sorry, that's not a word.
Yeah, it'll look gooder. So
Gooder.
yeah, once again, keep the podcast in the background because we are showing you or letting you hear for the very first time what could very well be the music theme for your Nintendo Switch. I love it already. I wanna show you, but I'm not gonna show you. Like you it too. One more time, Tomodachi Life Switch 2. Thank you so much for that $2. Tomodachi Life Switch 2. Yeah, if it's Switch 2, then it's a second game. If it's Nintendo Switch, it's like an HD port for that game, right? Everybody agree?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. So without further ado, Nintendo Switch 2. That rhymes, right? You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Yep, we see. It's just that we
Ladies-
lost our beat.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, worldwide premiere.
On
Of
the
the
Nintendo
Switch
podcast.
And this is the first time watching it, guys. We're showing it for the first time to the world. Okay?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I love
beauty.
that they Thanos snapped it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's what they did.
Look at that. Then we'll stop it and go over it, and then we'll dissect it.
Okay. Pay
Okay,
attention.
there is one part that I do want to get on my pedestal about for a solid minute.
Okay.
I can see it. I can see it right now.
Goes all the way back.
Lean back.
On steroids.
So subtle.
I love
I
that.
love the film.
Mhm.
The animation. I want to eat it. Sounds like it looks like candy.
It looks like it does look like candy actually.
Yeah.
Don't
color.
use your Joy-Cons, people. Please.
Candy colors.
I love the ASMR in this trailer too.
Right?
It's nice.
Oh, that. Ooh.
Satisfying.
And now
I love how much more powerful the snap is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah,
It's
than
not a click.
Two.
I love that it's like clapping.
slick, and then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's over. Psych!
Yeah.
Now it's all jazzy.
Two.
Look at all of those cars and starting stalls.
Yo. I can write a song for this. Boy, 25.
Oh, finally!
Again. Oh, sorry.
Look at that! Look at that size difference comparison too, right there.
Yeah, I was kind of. Yeah.
It's Big Brother Switch.
Look at that. April 2nd. And Nintendo Experience. We're gonna go into that too. I love how they went all apples with that presentation. I was missing that, right? Like that presentation with the music and like the syncing of the stuff and the ASMR and all that snapping going on and the shh, all that stuff, yeah. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
I like
Anyway.
the sound though because it doesn't sound because it was a beautiful snap or last time and
Yeah.
it sounds like a smack almost.
Yeah.
So there is something that everybody missed in this trailer. Now, I want to get everybody else quickly, very briefly, first impression on the trailer overall, and then we're gonna break it down, baby. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna go throughout the trailer, look at the parts like that. You guys tell me where to pause and stuff like that, and we're just gonna break it down completely, disassemble it, take out the innards, and just everything there. So, first impression. Go ahead, Zach Hollywood Hendricks.
I loved it. I mean, we pretty much knew what this was going to look like, at this point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I loved it. I'm very interested in the mouse feature because I know
Yeah.
a lot of people are jazzed about that. And I personally don't play a lot of point and click games.
Yeah.
So, the closest would be Bloons Tower Defense,
Ooh,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
what I'm curious about is like the mouse is completely sideways if you're using it as a mouse. Like there's some angled mice, but there's no like completely. So I want to know how,
Ergonomically? Yeah.
like the ergonomics, like
Yeah.
how that's going to work. I mean, I'm assuming it works, but like how
Yeah.
comfortable it'll be for how long. And then my only not complaint, because I'm so jazzed, but something different that I was hoping for was I was really hoping that the bezel would be a little slimmer, but I feel like they're going to come out with an OLED model, and then like that one, kind of like they did with this Switch, will be the same size technically,
Yeah.
but have
Yeah.
the slim bezel.
Mhm.
But no complaints here. Like that
Yeah.
is me like reaching deep in my bag for a complaint where I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. I wish the bezels were a little thinner. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and to note that, yeah, the bezel's all there, but the screen is still 8 inches. So it's like you have the 8-inch screen in diameter, and then and then on top of that you have the bezels there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then later I want to talk about the Joy-Con connectors a little.
Take the Joy-Con, like just grab it and just put it like a mouse, and it feels like that, and it actually feels very good. By the way, it feels good because when you rest your hand, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but if you have a Joy-Con, just try it. Yeah, just try it. It feels good, and it comes with an adapter. We'll go more into that in the dissection part, but you can try it right now.
Weird.
Yeah. All right. So, Joycey, your thoughts on what we just saw?
I'm excited. I know there was some concern, like, well, now that we've seen everything, this isn't as exciting. For me, it's exciting because it's real. I guess the rumors were true, but it's a real thing. It's coming quick. I will say, so I'm going to go really, really deep in my bag as well and find something I wish was a little bit different. And I really enjoyed Switch 1's trailer. And but of course, that was and Mike, you explained this perfectly to me. That was to say, this is what our new system does. This is what you can do with it, and show it off in a natural setting, if you will. We already know what the system does. We know how it works. So they just need to just say, hey, we're giving it a very, very big design, and we're showing it off, but we can't wait to tell you soon, about games, about specs, about hopefully there's themes this time. If it comes in different colors, what's the real price? Not the rumored price. What's the real price? All these different things. So the fact that it's real and that it's been revealed, it's all downhill in a good way, like downhill on a roller coaster, good way.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited for the future.
I love how you put that, Joycey, because it's perfect. It's like, okay, we got the trailer now. I would say now it's all uphill. Oh, well, wait, uphill is it good or bad?
Well, I guess it depends what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's a struggle, but also it's rewarding when you get to the audience knows what we mean.
Yeah.
Right.
It took a while to get up to the peak on the roller coaster.
I see. Yeah, now okay, I get it.
Now we're throwing our hands up and we're flying down.
Oh, okay, that explains it. It's all downhill from here. So downhill is easier to ride. Yeah, it's a more enjoyable walk than it's uphill. I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like when you get in the roller coaster and you're just waiting until it takes forever until you reach the top. And then
but in that case, isn't the downhill like more scarier? Like,
yes. Because now
you can't really do anything.
We're in the unknown though, but that's kind of good because we know what certain games are going to come, but what are they going to look like? What are they going to
for real?
Special features are they going to have?
I love it.
Yes.
Hi, Lily. Oh, Lily, I keep gonna get it. Why am I reversing your name today?
I don't know. That's probably a thing. I do agree with Joycey in a way that, of course, I'm excited. We were kind of counting the days for this moment, and sometimes I'm like, pinch me. Am I really like? Am I dreaming or something? Like I can't really believe that the day has finally come, and I'm very excited for that. I feel a little bit disappointed, not because of what I saw from Nintendo, but because of all the recent, leaks and all the other things. Of course, we compare it versus what we had and what we have officially. There are a lot of things that were exactly that, including the logo. And I don't know. about you, but I don't really like the logo. I have to be honest with you. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Switch logo. It's the thing we have. Yeah.
I don't like it because I feel like they could have done a little bit something more with it. But yeah, like when I saw it, I'm like, I hope that's not the official logo because I saw it circulating the web as well.
Yeah. Yep.
And it is the official logo, so it's like okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
We're on the same page.
But the thing is, like, based my first impressions on what I saw, and we don't know the specs yet, like the official specs, okay?
Mhm.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
official specs. Based on what I saw, I'm very excited that I mean, why invent the wheel if it's already invented, right? So Nintendo Switch has been a successful console for 8 years. So getting us Nintendo Switch 2, of course, they stick with the same design, but with a lot more features. And the features that they're adding, I feel like they listen to a lot of the feedback. Fingers crossed, we're not going to get something like a new drift because, of course, this is a magnetic kind of thing and snaps into the Switch. But hopefully, we're not going to get any type of problems with the Joy-Cons. But yeah, I'm very, very excited. Like I don't know that. I can't believe that this is actually happening. Like we waited so long for this. So right now when it happened, it's like, oh my God. Don't panic. Everybody stay calm. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And Paul Gale Network. Paul, you still there?
Yeah.
So
You can hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? What are your let us know. Tell me.
I thought it was a fantastic debut trailer. And that is coming from someone who, like all of you, has unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, seen and heard the specs and the shells and all of that kind of stuff over the last couple of months. And even if we didn't, we kind of had the expectation that this was sort of going to be an improved model of the Nintendo Switch OLED model, at least aesthetically. So I guess if we didn't see all of the extra stuff, we probably would have still had like a little bit of a thought in mind, but it probably would have been a bigger impact if we saw the little color highlights for the first time and the new U-shaped kickstand for the first time and the attachment and the mouse stuff. But that being said, I was still very pleased with it. Nintendo, there's a lot of charm in their videos, the clicks, the swooping angles, the little like they're a very fun company when it comes to all of that stuff. And the system looks clean, slick. I like the matte black approach. We had this on the podcast discussion last week where sometimes less is more. And even though I love big, bright colors, I do like the pitch black aesthetic and then just the little highlights there. And I'm very excited to think up of and see eventual other releases and what the Pro controller is going to look like. I will say, I can confirm actually that these Joy-Cons do come with drift, but the drift that you're not thinking of, because they drift on the ground. They drift on the ground. That's actually one of the ideas that I have. Like
as a mouse, the entire Joy-Con drift.
But the whole Joy-Con drift. But don't worry, folks. This is a good kind of drift. I was like, you could think of a first-person shooter, a point-and-click, a Mario Maker 3D, a Splatoon, all sorts of aspects like that, Pikmin. But I just thought, hey, drifting. I could be controlling, since they showed Mario Kart, with my left thumb and accelerating either with A or ZR and do the drift motion like this, tilting my hand left and right as it is, on its side, going in the direction instead of this, old school method of tilt, wiggling the left analog stick left and right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe even pointing in the direction that I want my shell to shoot at. So I could be driving in this direction, but point behind me the banana peel that way, or throw it in front of me that way, angled. So many ideas are forming, and it was cool to see in motion. I like the little click on for the mouse, or the Aircon, or Joy Mouse, a MouseCon, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Really pleasant trailer, and I'm hyped. I'm excited.
Yeah.
For more.
That's awesome. So I loved everything about it. It's like even when I wasn't okay. So beforehand, I wasn't on board with them calling it Switch 2. Okay,
Mm.
I wasn't on board with them keeping the same logo. Right, I wasn't on board with the marketing in that perspective. Right, but for some reason, when I saw that trailer, all that just melted away. You know, it just like all I saw was the next generation and systems. All I could think about is those new games that we're gonna get. Man, that new Zelda 8-inch screen, 8-inch screen, and as a legally blind individual, screen size matters. And I can't wait to see how See, I want to test it out to see if I will be able to play in handheld mode, right? And so I love the trailer. I love the music. The music we'll talk about later on because we have something to show you guys. But there's stuff in here that everyone missed. Okay, and it's easy to miss just because, well, it's not made obvious. Somebody brought it to my attention, and so that's why we can bring it to you in topic number 2. Okay, topic number 2. As you all know, if you are here right now, welcome to the Topic podcast. We're talking about Switch 2. We're going to break it down right now. And at the second topic, you will probably listen to for the very first time, maybe first than anybody, because I have not heard anybody talk about it. What could be the menu music for the Nintendo Switch 2? Okay, what could be the menu music for Switch 2? I heard it. I have to say I'm in love with it. I've listened to it over 100 times. I'm gonna put it on Spotify. I'm gonna put it on, and then Nintendo will come after me. But
use a different account.
It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's nostalgic. It's new. It's fresh. It's gonna make a lot of people happy just because it feels like it feels like Nintendo. Feels like Nintendo. All right. So now we're gonna break it down, guys. Look at this. We have the Nintendo Switch here, the base model, right? Oh, so nostalgic. Look at that retro look. It's still retro. It's so retro, right? It's a retro system now, right? So retro. All of a sudden, this thing kind of comes apart, and then we get this little Thanos thingy there, and then the snap thingy, and the roundness.
The little sparkle dust come with it. I'm sorry.
It looks like it looks like you can have a pencil and just put it there too, like an Apple Pencil. And then we have these locations here. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. Okay, it's rounder. Let's go at the bottom of the Joy-Con thingy. Okay, so right here we have these two little prong thingies, which are for more stability for when you dock it. Okay, so it remember how we were discussing the one that it has on top. Now we can figure out if that made it to the final because we saw CADs of what it was, right? We never know if it makes it to the final product. Now we will find out because they actually show the top USB-C here. So we have the bottom.
Wait, can you go back really quick, Mike? Because I think there's something that I thought you were going to mention there that you didn't. What's that right there under the main USB-C port?
That is the SD slot.
That's the SD slot there?
Yeah, that's the SD slot. They moved it to the bottom. Yeah, they moved it to the bottom because they, you know how the kickstand is like thinner now, like this little U thingy there, and it's all flat, so they moved it right underneath the bottom.
Oh, never mind. I was about to be like, that could be another port for a different dock with a better graphics card built into it. But
I like this one. It has one inside. It looks like it has one inside. I like this better because it's so hard to get the SD card out of there. I'm like, trying to put my nail, trying to get thing out because it doesn't have that click in, come out kind of thing, and then when it does, it's really hard to get out. So that at least it's more accessible there, right? Mm-hmm. So and then we have here the volume rockers, that little sensor that I was corrected on. This is a sensor, not a. I thought it was like a button or something, but it's a sensor. And then we got here. See, that's the USB port there. And then we have the headphone jack next to the port. And we have this vent. This was not the design. This was not the design for the other cat. So Nintendo didn't give accessory makers. Maybe they gave them the placement, but not the exact model. So Yeah, and then we have the dock here. Anybody want to comment on this right here? This little nice. Look at the nice little bench here, all futuristic.
I like the vents. I
Right.
like the 2 USB Type Cs.
Mhm.
2 of them, right? 2
And
of
the
them.
headphone jack.
I wonder if you can put 2 chargers and just charge it twice as fast. One on top and one on the bottom.
I'm gonna say something a little sarcastic.
That would've been
That's
nice.
going to tease my little mini rant later. But look at inside of the USB-C port. There's a connector. I think that looks so fragile. That's so fragile. That's going to be a weak point of this system for sure. That little connector inside the USB-C port. Okay.
I know where you're going at. I know where you're going.
I know where you're
Anyways,
going with that.
continue.
Yeah. All right. So we got a super chat here from Bob Star 89. Thank you so much for that super chat. We have, would it be possible to have? All right. So we got a super chat here from Bob Star 89. Thank you so much for that super chat. We have, would it be possible to have? All right. So we got a super chat here from Bob.
Why not?
What's happening here?
I have no idea. I'm scared.
Yeah. All right. So we got a super chat here from Bob.
Is that Paul?
Yeah.
I think it's Paul. I think Inception. We have Nintendo Prime in the chat, by the way.
Shout out to Nate. Okay,
Yeah.
I had to, Paul, if you can hear me, we had to put you on mute because I think it was coming from your side for some reason.
Yeah.
Paul, if you can hear me, we had to put you on mute because I think it was coming from your side for some reason.
Wait, hold on. What?
I'm
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. She isn't.
Coming from your side.
Wait, hold on. What?
No, it
No,
wasn't.
it wasn't.
What's happening?
She
I'm
isn't.
hearing you all in double time.
Wait, hold on. What?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
What's happening?
She
I'm
isn't.
hearing you all in double time.
You guys are gonna drive me crazy.
Hold on. What?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
What's happening?
I'm hearing you all in double time.
You guys are
We're
gonna
gonna mute. We're gonna mute all of us individually and come back one at a time.
Okay.
I'm hearing you all in double time.
We're gonna mute. We're gonna mute all of us individually and come back one at a time.
Okay.
I'm hearing you all in double time.
One, two, testing. 1, 2, testing. Hey, wait for it. Wait for it. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2, testing. Hey, wait for it. Wait for it. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2, testing. Hey, wait for it.
Check test 1 2 1 2. Check test 1 2 1 2.
I guess I'll go next. Somebody said the timeline is splitting. Is it me?
1 2 1 2. No.
No, that
Hello?
means it's Mike. Mike, are you muted? Because now we don't hear you at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
He's just
I
mine.
unmuted Paul.
Mike, are you muted? Because now we don't hear you at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I'm muting myself because it's still repeating.
Mike, are you muted? Now we don't hear you at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I'm muting myself because it's still repeating.
Mike, are you muted? Now we don't hear you at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I'm muting myself because it's still repeating.
Mike, are you muted? Now we don't hear you at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I'm muting myself because it's still repeating.
Mike,
Why don't we stop sharing your screen because it could be coming from your browser. So stop sharing the screen, change us to the layout, and test it out.
thank you guys for sticking with us, by the way, through these
Yeah,
technical
thank you. We
difficulties.
appreciate you.
In fact, I don't know about the stream elsewhere, but on YouTube, we've actually gone up like 10 viewers since that started.
This is the kind of hilarity and ultimate madness that you get on the New Topics podcast. We have a good time over here.
Madness. This is podcast.
It is. Are you not entertained?
And friendly reminder that this is completely live, so technical difficulties are bound to happen.
Yes, we are live. But what do we do? Do we keep going while this gets sorted out?
Yes.
We will.
Let's talk about just our thoughts, like because we all watched the trailer at least a couple times. Guys, Mike is getting it together, so just give him a moment. But yeah, what were you guys going to say about, the different features that we did see that are confirmed?
So I am pretty jazzed about the Mario Kart. It's not really a feature, but seeing Mario Kart with 24 starting stalls at the beginning of the race, like we're gonna have 24-player Mario Kart. And so I remember a few months ago on the podcast we were talking about potentially an 8-player multiplayer Mario Kart.
Nice.
Are we good?
I think so. Moment of truth. We gotta wait a couple seconds and see. Yeah, there's no echo.
Okay.
I think it was your browser.
No, there was a replay thing going on here in the settings. Like, I didn't turn that on. Let me turn that like a replay.
It was Paul.
I think it was Paul.
That's why his camera's off, so we can't see him sneaking around.
My camera's on, right?
It is. It's weird.
Oh, that's right. It's only off in the.
That's weird.
Yeah.
How come you don't see me, but the chat sees me?
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening and not watching, and for those of you who are watching, in our base StreamYard, where we're actually in a meeting together that the stream is coming from, we can see everybody, but Paul's screen is just black. For all of us. None of us can see Paul. But then we look at the actual YouTube video and there's Paul.
And there he is. Yeah.
Weird. Oh, that was weird.
It's been a weird day.
AI Paul.
AI Paul.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. Sorry, go ahead.
Did we get to the super chat for Bob Star 89?
No, we haven't.
All right, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Would it be possible to have the left Joy-Con in the control holder and use the right as a mouse for drifting? Yeah, hoping my disability won't alienate me from another gen like they did with the Wii. I mean, I guess you can play more than one way. So I'm guessing with the mouse part, they're giving you another way to play certain games. I know there's isn't Amio like a point and click game? There's a lot of storytelling games that are point and click that could very well be used with that mouse feature. But we don't know. We just saw a trailer. We assume it's a mouse and they can use it in certain ways. But until we see them display it in action in April 2nd on that direct, then we'll know more about it and see. Because I feel like this system could be more accessible than prior ones for some reason. I have this feeling that this could be more accessible than prior ones. So we'll have to see once the system is out and once the features have been revealed on that. So I hope that answered your question. And thank you so much for your super chat. Appreciate it. And I'm sorry for
sorry.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry for the echo.
Thank you for the patience.
I do want to add really quick too to Bobby's question, just that Nintendo has a working relationship with Microsoft now. We know that they've had stuff on each other's system, but they're working much closer now. And so I know Xbox has a feature where you can use 2 different controllers as one controller. So you can have a friend or a family member using the joystick on the left of one, and then you're using the buttons on the right side of one. Mm-hmm. So if that feature were to come to Nintendo, what you're asking about would be possible then, to have a docked controller on the left side of the Switch and then using the mouse. So let's hope for that type of customizability. That's the word.
Yeah. I mean, you can use it. You can unhook the Joy-Cons, have the screen there, play tabletop mode, and have one on the screen and one outside the screen. It'll still work because they're Bluetooth. One is basically connected. One is Bluetooth connected. So, and you can still use the mouse and then use the controller when it's connected, to the Switch right now. So I'm guessing that feature is available now. If we had a mouse on this one, then I think you would be able to use it that way as well.
Yeah. I know that we were supposed to be breaking down the
I'm
the
getting
trailer.
I'm getting the
Yeah.
video back on now.
But I do want to add something about the mouse feature, even though we don't know much about it. Is that Nintendo? One of the things that I love about Nintendo is that they they start developing a game based on their system. That being said, I'm pretty sure they're going to be adding a lot of features on newer games where we're going to be able to take it, to use its full potential. And that includes the mouse, like clicking and moving and things like that. Like, it actually reminds me of the Wii, how you had the, the nunchuck and all of that. So it was like when you were pointing and doing certain things. But of course, more, I feel better in a way that's going to be more, let's say, natural for us to use it. So I don't know, I'm just excited for that part. I'm really hoping to see something developed or worked that way, but also having the option of sticking around with the regular controller, as they failed to do that with Skyward Sword originally, so we were not able to play without the motion controls. Now they did on the HD version, where you can play with the regular Pro Controller or regular controller versus using the motion controls. So as long as you are able to turn those features on and off, that would be great.
Yeah. I agree. Right. Moving forward. I'm stuttering.
You got this.
Yeah. Moving forward with the trailer, we are now here at the controllers, the buttery controllers, and it's funny how. Wait, is it fully done? Let me see here. Where's the blue part? Okay, it's still forming. Okay, here you go. This part right here, right? It's very funny how they went ahead. Either there is no C button, or they're hiding it until April 2nd, right? Because maybe the C button, they don't want people kind of looking at the C button or thinking about the feature yet, because they want to reveal the feature themselves, and they're just hiding the actual C icon on it. But right now, as it seems, as we know officially, there is no C. It's just a button. What are your thoughts? Oh,
I think they edited it out for the trailer, because I don't think Nintendo would leave just a square faceless button that has no indentation, no insignia, nothing on it.
Yeah.
So maybe obviously they didn't plan on the leaks happening, so this wasn't like put up in response to that. They already had this prepared probably a couple of months ago, but to avoid too much speculation on what is that button or what the final icon is, let's just show it so that the fans could say, what is that? And not have any clue of it. But probably it is that C button that is something around the lines of what we've heard it rumored to be. But yeah, I'm sure that when we see it by April 2nd, that thing's going to have something on it. And of course, they'll explain it. But yeah, I think they just edited it out.
Yeah.
So
anybody else thoughts?
I'm my camera's on a teleprompter, so everything's flipped, and I forgot about that. And I was looking, and I was like, "Well, Mike, that's the left Joy-Con. The C was on the right one." And I was like, "Wait." I was like, "I'm so confused. Why would he bring that up?" And I was like, "Oh wait, no. Of course, that's the right Joy-Con."
So I guess my thoughts are what I like about it. Because I saw some other concerns too, just kind of out in the wild. It's like, oh well, it looks the same and it's not innovative, and I'm thinking, yeah, but I think Nintendo hit their stride. So we're not going to get something brand new like the N64 controller, which to this day I always wonder, like, why? Yeah. Okay, but why? But I do like that that the colors are more accented. Because it's kind of like, hey, we're still Nintendo, we're still fun, we're here to play and everything, but it's also something kind of nice and sleek, when you're taking it on the go. Because I do like the colored Joy-Cons, but I also think about when it's a very brand new product, a very brand, a brand new product,
Mhm.
how much, and you're taking, and it's meant to be taken on the go, how much do you really want it to stand out?
Yeah.
In a way, you know what I mean? Because you're going to stand out because you're looking down and playing on something, but how much do you want it to stand out? I remember, because back in my day, I remember when iPhone was actually born, and when it first hit the market, and when iPods and everything hit the market, it was one of those things that people could spot you if you had one. So if you had your phone out or anything, now everybody has those things. So I think with a new product, I kind of like the fact that it's interesting, but it doesn't stand out enough for anybody to really, really, really notice in that kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But it's sleek, and it's also a little bit more modern looking in a way.
Yeah.
For those of us that like me who play docked, I'll be very honest. As much as I'm like, yeah, I want this version of the Switch, and I want this color and that color, my dock and my Switch are actually kind of behind my TV screen, so I don't really get to really look at it.
Right.
I just know it's gonna play Zelda. So,
Yeah.
All that matters.
Yeah. And to add to what Joyce is stating, when it comes to the design, listen, this is the iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? This is the most the latest one. All Nintendo, all Apple did from the 15 to the 16 was add an extra little button on top right here, and they basically update the camera, right? So it's basically the same exact phone. This is what president who is focused more on creating wealth and making sure that things work well. They don't really take that many risks, and you have to realize that Nintendo has been working towards the Nintendo Switch in general. They've been a handheld company. They've been a console company for since the 80s, right? And so they finally, again, I keep saying the same word. They perfect the form factor. Why is it perfected? Because now everybody wants to have a Switch-looking system. All PCs right now, all mobile PCs, are mimicking the perfect form factor that is both console and mobile device. And so there is no real way to change this because it is the perfect form factor. You get to play as a console, you get to play on the go. All Nintendo can do is continue to improve on the same form factor. You don't need different Joy-Cons. Maybe the next one will come with a little bit of a bump, right? Right now, what Nintendo needed to do with these Joy-Cons, there was really not much you can do with them. Ergonomics, guess what? They want to help out the accessory makers, and you can buy. First thing, you have this thing here that helps you with ergonomics. They also have accessory makers that make things it's like a partnership Nintendo has with the entire market. I'm making the system. You guys can make accessories for this, and so everybody lives in harmony. But this is the perfect form factor, and that's why the entire market is following suit, right? ANEO in 2019 they came up with the looking. They had the looked like a Switch, but without the removable Joy-Cons. Then in 2021, they added the removable controllers, just like Joy-Cons. And now we have other companies just following suit. And there's a new one coming up now that plays Steam games, Steam OS, and then they also have a Windows version. I can't remember the company who made it. But now they also have removable Joy-Cons. We call them Joy-Cons, but they're controllers. And so
the Lenovo Legion.
Yeah,
terribly reviewed also.
Lenovo Legion, which they have a Windows OS version and a Steam OS version. And so, yeah, it's a form factor that everybody is loving. And so, I agree with what they're doing. Incremental upgrades, keeping the form factor, keeping what people love, is what's going to make Nintendo very profitable, moving forward.
Yeah.
And we see that now, like why, like Joyce and Lily said, why mess with the winning recipe, right? Why? Like there's no point. Just improve upon it, add features to it, listen to the fans, and just add what you need to add to make this product a lot better. And that's what Nintendo's doing. I don't. I like Paul's joke with the drifting. I'm like, drifting? Come on, we have no drifting. You know. And of course, look at the back of the controllers here. There's a shot there. There you go. We see the.
I'd like to double down on what you were talking about too with the form factor, and say I feel like a lot of people have like knee-jerk reactions with things, and sometimes things get repeated so much.
Yeah.
Even if it's not true, it just feels like it's true because it's repeated so much.
Yeah.
And there has been going into the Switch 2, when all we knew technically was we were getting a Nintendo Switch successor. People kept saying, well, maybe it's going to look completely different. Nintendo always does something crazy.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no, they don't really. You know, like we go to the Famicom NES with the 2 controllers and or the 2 buttons and no shoulder bumpers and the D-pad. Then you upgrade that to the Super Nintendo controller, which just has 2 more buttons and the shoulder pads. And then from there, you go to the Nintendo 64, which has now added a joystick smack dab in the middle. And from there, you go to the GameCube controller, which just kind of morphed the Nintendo 64 controller and gave the C button its own dedicated stick on the side to save room.
Yep.
And then you get the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. If you take your Wii Remote and put it sideways and then take your Nunchuck and hold it against it, that's a Nintendo 64 controller minus the 2 grips on the side. Like, it's always been incremental with them. It's just when you have something big, like, we're going to add a screen to this. Like, you can't add a screen twice. You know, like, it's already there. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's all this technology that doesn't exist. And you go from the GameCube to the Wii. The Wii is literally a GameCube. It's a more powerful GameCube, like, on the internals, if you tear it apart.
Yeah.
The Wii U was an upgraded Wii, which flopped because of the marketing. And so Nintendo said, whoa, let's take a step back, and we have to do something completely different because we're losing the market. But, like, if you think about the Switch, and for so long we've and that's how we got the Switch, the handheld hybrid. But for so long, I know I've been talking about it on the podcast, and I know a lot of people are talking about, well, we can get, like, a super dock with, like, you know, eventually where it's like, you know, maybe there'll be a screen on the dock. That's something that Mike's talked about on here before, you know, that they could give us. And it's like, at that point, that's a better Wii U. Like, they pretended the Switch was something completely different, but like, eventually we're going to get a dock that has its own power source, you know? And like, at that point, that is a Wii U again. They just tricked us and took the long way to a Wii U sequel. But so, like, I would say Nintendo has always been iterative and always been adding things, you know, where it makes sense. But when video games are a brand new technology, like, they're only a few decades old, you don't know what makes sense until you throw on a screen, throw on a second screen. What about a stick? What about this? Ooh, that didn't work. They don't want to wear it on their head. Well, wait, 20 years have passed. They kind of want to wear it on their head again. Okay, I'm confused now. But all that to say, like, you know, just looking at their history and taking the jump from Wii U to Switch out of the equation, it's always been an upgrade on what was. And so, like, yeah, I think this is such a beautiful system.
Yeah, but it's understandable for people to get to be in that sort of mindset because visually they've always kind of made leaps when it comes to visual. You know, Nintendo 64 brought you the first joystick ever on a controller, right? Moving in 360, like Mario was like just groundbreaking just because of Nintendo 64. They got you the first, you know, this was never on any other device before that, and Nintendo brought that into the market, right? And so I can understand people being a little bit iffy about getting a console that looks basically exactly the same but just bigger, because the Wii, even though the Wii, every console generation doesn't look like the prior, right? The closest we have is the Wii U, because it uses the same nunchucks and the Wiimote, and then the system is just a little fatter, and then we got the addition of the screen. But every console did not look like the prior. This system is the one that kind of looks like the system, but it has to because it's the Nintendo Switch, right? And this is another Switch. right? And that's why they kept the name. I think that's why they kept the logo. This is what they're continuing the Nintendo Switch family of system, the next version of the Nintendo Switch, because the Switch is the ultimate system for them. And so, who knows if they're gonna continue with the Switch 1, Switch 2, Switch 3, Switch 4. We'll be like old and pruny here, like Joyce. She's like with the little like rant. Nintendo with the Nintendo Switch 7 did not, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Nintendo Switch 7 didn't give me a Zelda game. I hate this company. Real quick, I wanted to piggyback on that.
Yeah.
Because this, and I've heard other people say that comment on this as well. Because the thing about it is I feel that Nintendo never really got their stride. Because look at PlayStation. Look at PlayStation. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, 3, 4. Okay, we all know where we are, right? And I think what Nintendo has always wanted is something similar. I don't think it's not that they're not innovating. It's just that the NES did pretty well, so they were expecting the SNES to do like even better. And you know, and I don't think it caught on as much as they want, even though everybody I knew had a Super NES. And I think the same thing was like, or N64 was great, but we didn't get a successor to that because I'm thinking, you know, Nintendo was like, okay, maybe we could do better. And then we got GameCube. And then
N65.
I know, right? And then we could do better. GameCube. Okay, maybe we could do better. We get Wii, and Wii takes off. And then we get Wii U, and nobody but us, I think, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. The 5 of us bought it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, okay, the Wii U was good, but how do we make it better? And then we got Switch, and Switch was money. Switch was good. And so I think there is a good possibility if Switch 2 does really, really well, we will get Switch 3 and then Switch 4.
Yeah.
Basically until the whole market gets sick of it and we can finally play games in the 5th dimension or something.
Yeah. Every system until we put like a little chip here and just automatically we're in a different world. Every system moving forward is going to be a hybrid model. It's going to be a hybrid system, just like the Nintendo Switch. It's a perfect form factor. They have never released more games in a console than they ever have back to back on a system since, I guess, the NES. And even back then, you know, we will still do months between games. Every month you get a game here. I mean, sometimes you get 2 games a month. You know what I mean? From Nintendo, and that's not counting third party. That's not counting. You know, that you get so many video games on one system. So really, it's like Paul would say, why even complain about it? We're getting so much, right, Paul?
Yeah.
We're still getting games today. We got games earlier today. If you follow Nintendo on Twitter, there's more games that came out today. Just say it.
The form factor is fine, like we talked about last time. Nobody complains about the TV looking the same. The TVs look the same for the last 15 years. It's just a bigger 720p screen. It's a bigger 1080p screen. It's a bigger 4K screen. Had there been a couple of attempts of making it 3D? Yeah. Has there been an attempt to make it curved? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're still looking at a 16:9 ratio TV. Smartphone is that, but on its side. And whether they make it a little bit thicker or thinner, or now it's angled, now it's rectangle, now it's square, now it's curved, dude, it's still the same 16:9 or whatever ratio rectangle screen. So honestly, the look of it doesn't matter. Nintendo innovates in other ways that oftentimes everyone else emulates, and this Joy-Con mouse thing will probably catch on, just like how HD Rumble caught on.
Yeah.
Sony made their own different thing, just like how Analog Stick did, Rumble Technology did, you know, motion controls did. Don't forget the 3DS came out 3 years before the first iPhone, or the DS, I should say. So not that it was the first ever device that had a touchscreen, but touchscreen for gaming, yeah. And it's going to be fine. It's also the software that you're getting, not just the technology that's inside that's different, but like Nintendo used to have a philosophy, and they probably still do to an extent, but they also know that they have to keep up with the Joneses. They have to make new tech, because then they'll lose third parties, and if they don't make new tech, people will slowly stop to buying it because the new shiny thing is there. But an old Nintendo philosophy is a new system only needs to come out when their visions are no longer capable of putting it there on the current generation system. So if they never got more ambitious with their thought process and their level design, they wouldn't have to make a new system, because what they have is good and they know how to optimize it. When they come up with a new system, it's because we have new ideas. For the most part, that's a good thing. In some ways, very, very small portion of it is like a negative. Like Mr. Miyamoto said, I can't see us doing a new F-Zero game unless if we find a new way how to control it and flip the script on it. Like for some games, like, no, you don't need to do that. Just make a new F-Zero, and it doesn't have to be crazy in terms of extra controls and stuff. But for the most part, Nintendo just pioneers games, pioneers tech, and when they're not creating new technology, they're really mastering the gameplay. And, if I'm thinking it, if you're all thinking it, they're all probably thinking it. I'm looking at this right Joy-Con, and I'm looking at pulling back on my couch a pinball machine. That's one more use. And having the little bit of a HD rumble go crook, 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 and poof, and the HD rumble shooting that deck. Well, not that you can't do that with the current Joy-Con, but now sliding it on the couch next to you, that's another thing. Or having the two paddles, and then like on the couch going tap 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 tap. So maybe it's more accurate using a combination of motion control and the laser, right? Anyways, like it's fine. And if you want something different that is a little bit more ergonomic, there's probably going to be a light version that will look a little bit different than this. There probably will be third-party grips.
For sure, yeah.
How often, like when you're looking at it's a game device. When you watch a movie on your Blu-ray player, are you looking at that Blu-ray player and be like, dang, that Blu-ray player looks so boring, that black square, that rectangle? Or are you looking at the movie that is awesome? And this is a game device. The controller's in your hands. The system's on the entertainment center. Yeah, you want it to look aesthetic and match your room and be cool looking, but you're looking at the games. You're enjoying the games. You got the visual, the audio, the tactile, the smell, the taste. I mean, I don't know about the taste, unless a Nintendo puts a little bit of something on the.
Trying to quote that parody trailer we saw, the one with the smell-o-vision. Where
that's what the C button's for.
Armpit.
You know how Nintendo put the flavor repellent on the Nintendo Switch cartridges?
Yeah, and the cartridges.
Maybe they'll put that on the inside of the Nintendo Switch too, because people are like, I'm worried about that thing snapping off, or my kid putting their tongue in there. Like, they'll make that part taste nasty, so no one's gonna be
we'll get there to that part. We'll get to that point. We'll get there. Don't get too ahead. We'll get there. We'll get there.
People licking their Nintendo Switch 2 to find out where.
That will happen. You have no idea the kind of world we live in. So,
we listen, we don't judge.
Oh my god!
So there's a going back to the breakdown here of the trailer before, because people want to hear the song. Right now, this controller right there, there's a little sound here. Okay, I have a theory about this, because y'all know we discussed a patent that Nintendo published, and this was not too long ago. I guess it was like last month maybe, where there was a new technology inside the Joy-Con, the joystick, right? That will give you a different feeling based on what you're playing, where you're playing. If you're playing on sand, you'll feel it in the joystick itself, and water, whatever, right? And so Nintendo did something with this trailer that when they did that, and they made a sound. That's exactly what I thought. Like right here, let's go ahead and listen to it. Let's see if I can listen. You see that? You hear that? They're kind of making you kind of focus on that. They're moving the Joy-Con all around. Okay, this could be two things: new Joy-Cons, Hall effect, no more drift, right? Or that could be a feature related to the joystick, because why would they? And then they move over to another feature. So it's like within the system itself, they're actually telling you about features, because remember, this trailer is meant to convince you of at least a first view, right? It's a preview, it's a teaser trailer of what is different between the first Nintendo Switch and the second Nintendo Switch, right? People are concentrated on the form factor, but you have to kind of really focus in and look at the little details that they want you to focus on. There are things in there that they take the time in the trailer to do,
Like winks.
yeah, so that you can pay attention to those specific little things, right? The sounds, where do they go? Like the snap, right? It's not the click. It's more of a snap this time, a real snap, because back they had the right. Now it's more like a snap, and it sounds like a magnetic snap, right? And so there are different things. If you look at the trailer, look at it whenever you have time. Focus on the little features where they want you to put your eyes on and your ears, right? This is an ASMR trailer. Zach is right. This is an ASMR trailer. That they did it on purpose because there are things they want to communicate with you visually and audibly. And then listen to this part again. It's like music goes well. You hear the right? It's all part of ASMR. That they're telling you it's new buttons. They're more clickable. Maybe they're mechanical. Who knows? And then you come here and you know what I mean?
Yeah, starting from there, like the rubber edges on the Joy-Con, the Switch 2 are bigger, or it's bigger, so that will give you a little bit more grip. And I do see the Joy-Cons being the same kind of hardware piece, but the rubber piece that goes underneath it, the one that has color, I feel like that's gonna keep it a little bit more secure, meaning that it's gonna be more manageable for you to use it. So yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I agree completely. And so now, again, everything in the trailer, my friends, is about features, physical features, the hardware features. And we're not looking at it like we're missing a lot of things because we're so. I know I'm in awe about the movements and the visual parts of it. But when you analyze it, you're noticing all the physical features that they're actually presenting to you. Watch how this now goes into another piece, and now this is the new adapter instead of the one we have now, which is annoying. Instead of kind of going like that, it just snaps on there, and that's how you add the strips, right? The strip. And an interesting thing is that this has a plus on it.
I feel that plus is a guide so that you don't put it backwards.
Upside down.
Yeah. So it has a plus on it there. Maybe the other one has a minus. Who knows? We don't know. We haven't seen it yet. But
maybe there's a minus on the back.
Yeah, because I see the
that's
same.
How the current ones are.
Yeah.
You see?
Let's see.
Let's see. Is there a plus on the back of that one?
There's a plus on the back
of the blue one.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah, it's only there for a couple frames.
It looks like a mouse.
But
Sorry.
so they are interchangeable like the current ones. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And see,
so I can put my blue one on my red controller.
On the red
Switch.
controller.
Get a little more variation.
Yeah, and remember, people, accessory makers are gonna be making these things left and right? And so and of course, we see here the mouse feature. Of course, they look like mouses, kind of just wandering around like that. That's what they wanted to tell you. The way they move, they if you've been ever exposed to mouses, rats,
Mice.
To mice.
I said mouses.
No, you were right. Mouses is plural for computer mouse.
In Puerto Rico, we call them mouses. And so, and look. See? Kind of following each other. And we didn't tell you how to snap it, okay? If you look at the angle, it goes in.
It goes one.
Yeah, you see, it goes. It does like an angle and snaps in. Angle and snap it. And that is the system.
I like how a thin sliver of blue and salmon pop through when the system's totally closed. You know.
Yeah.
Very, very subtle. Yeah.
Like, that's nice. I like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
Highlights.
right? It is beautiful. It's beautiful. So I mean,
Look at that.
and notice that the snap is not like the click, like in the first, it's more like a hard snap. Phew. And then this is not the end. Notice the music change, guys. We'll talk about it later. Notice the music change. Now this is normal. This is another music. Woo, there's that. Beautiful. You see the snap, and you see how it went also sideways, and
The bottom always goes in first, at least on this.
and look at that. That again, when it came out, how did it come out? Click to the
Mhm.
side too.
I think
And look at the two. Look how the two is made. The two. Okay, I'm gonna break down the gear. Go ahead.
I was going to say one of the things that I saw that was also people were concerned about, like, well, won't that the way that because the thing about the Switch now, it has rails, so it slides in and it connects. I think people are concerned that the Joy-Cons on the Switch 2 are going to somehow break off, or if you're playing an intense game and you kind of grip too tight, they're going to like kind of, you know what I mean? Not break necessarily, but kind of fall
Yeah.
out. I hadn't noticed how deep that. Forgive me how this sounds, but I didn't know how deep the Joy-Con goes in.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know if that's going to just be. I'm sure they test. I'm sure that was probably
not
the first thing they
possible. Of course.
tested.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Zach
Unless
said
you
it's
do
not
it
possible.
yourself, it's not possible. Like you
Yeah.
can like
Okay.
shove your finger in there and really, yeah.
Everybody,
like-
yeah, you can break anything. Like this phone, it went through hell and back to make it to. I can still think I can just break it myself, you know. But I do agree. It is where the Joy-Cons go. It is pretty deep, and so then not only that, but it has the magnet plus the center connect,
Mhm.
the center connection. So yeah,
And
we'll find out.
Since Joycey brought it up, Mike, I just sent a picture to the Discord. If you could do me a favor and just throw that up really quick,
Let's see
because I
here.
really do want to ease people's minds on this. And
Yeah.
like sometimes like you see something and you hear like you get an instant reaction because like someone points something out, and also we've had the Joy-Con drift issue for so long, and within the first year, like this isn't me just giving Nintendo a free pass. Within the first year, people figured out that all they had to do was put one more screw in the Joy-Con design and Joy-Con drift wouldn't exist, and they never did. And so, if you guys look at this picture, your USB-C port in your phone has a little connector port in there, or a little connector piece in there that does not come out further than the port itself. Our Super Nintendo controllers and cartridges and Nintendo 64 cartridges, since we're going games, also had something in there. I've never met anybody who broke their Nintendo 64 connector part of the, or Super Nintendo connector part inside of the cartridge, because you have to you'd have to shove your finger in there and intentionally try and rip that thing out. And so the Switch is the same design that's in this new Switch. It's the same design that's in all of our phones. Like, it's physically not possible to do that on accident because of the fact that they lock in perfectly and it's inset further than the surface.
Yeah.
So it's literally, it's not just like oh, maybe we have to look out for this. Like, no, we just genuinely, it's physically not possible.
Yeah.
So that's good news.
I agree, and let me go ahead and highlight that section there. Let's see here, because I know it's in the trailer where they show that little piece on the side. There you go, right there. So yeah, it remember, this is a close-up image. It's not gonna look as big as it does on the screen, and it doesn't go all the way outside. I'm pretty sure it doesn't go all the way even to the edge. It's right there. They just want to make sure that you know that is a connector, and it goes inside the the controller. And all this part here I'm convinced that this is all the magnet, and it's
Mhm.
electromagnetic that will not let go as long as as it has electricity. That's why you need the back part, the little ejector button in the back, so that that little eject stick comes out of the Joy-Con and pushes it out. You probably have to push quite a bit so that it disconnects like that. That's why when you see the controller, it falls this way because the magnet is still connected at the bottom. Then you pull it out,
Mhm.
right?
I wonder if those buttons on the back are gonna be that's what they're gonna be for, because we
Yeah.
have a button to slide out the Joy-Con, which is here, but
Yeah.
the buttons that they have on the Switch 2, they're bigger. Those ones, yeah, those
Yeah,
ones
these are
that you see on the side.
these are the eject buttons for the controller.
Right.
So
So
there's a
will
stick
that
comes out here.
turn off the magnetic
It
field,
doesn't.
or
No, it doesn't
how
turn it
will
off.
that work?
It doesn't turn it off. It's always on. It's just
Right.
it's a mechanical button. This is a mechanical button.
Which is out. Okay.
Yeah, once you push it in, there's a like a stick or a little like a tap thingy that comes
Mhm,
out
mhm.
here and forces it away from the system.
Mm.
Then
Yeah,
you
then-
pull it out. So
And we can
once
actually
that,
see
yeah,
that in some other frames.
yeah,
So
yeah.
So to
See-
summarize it, we have 3 locks in. We have well, not the buttons themselves, but you have the little connector, then you have like the piece that like the piece that goes out from the Joy-Con. It's
There it is.
bigger.
There it is.
That one, yeah. So it's not gonna break on you, or it's not gonna pull out
Mhm.
just like that. And you also have, in order for you to take them out, you have to press the button to eject them. So
Yeah.
I don't really think that there should be a concern.
Yeah. And so yeah, like listen, guys, like every technology, everything breaks. You know what I mean? So it's not like this is unbreakable. You know, everything is breakable. You just have to take care of your stuff. If you're gonna invest $399 on a system, because that's what's I'm already on board. That's what it's gonna cost. Then get the
Mhm.
protection you need for it. So you can kind of take care of it. But there you go. It snaps in, and there's nothing that's gonna take it apart. It's gonna be super hard to kind of. You probably can force it, but you don't want to do that. Why would you want to do that, right? When you have there's an eject button. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be people online, YouTube, that's kind of taking it in. Look how easy it is.
This is trash.
And
When
yeah,
they break it and they have to buy a new one that's going to help out the sales.
exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me of this guy who bought I think it was the Tears of the Kingdom special edition, the
Mhm.
Nintendo Switch. And he added, I think it was rub it with alcohol, and the whole design went out.
Oh my god, come on.
And he posted that on Reddit, and like everybody was like, "No, how
Why?
could you?"
Why? That's art. It's art. It's not supposed to be
Yeah,
art.
Because,
You know,
yeah, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
but then again, it also gives you an idea. What if you had like an imprinter? You can take like systems and have a control system kind of imprint something in the back of whatever design you want. I'm gonna make that. Nobody took my idea. I'm gonna patent that. And then I'm gonna make all kinds of systems and stuff like that. I'm gonna add a TM to this the entire conversation. Okay, TM. All right, so here we have the first confirmation of a first Nintendo Switch 2 game, and if I may add, in my opinion, this is what I thought was going to be the launch game, because I said a long time ago the game that is in this trailer, and then it happens to be the only game.
I was waiting for more.
Yeah, the game that is on this trailer. I think that the reason why we don't have any more games is because maybe they gave out too much when it comes to the features and ergonomics, and maybe Mario Kart is a super easy game to show because all you see is Mario Kart's there. They just look good, but all Mario Kart is little karts racing, really, cute and amazing and stuff like that. And then they could add something like the Wonder Flower to morph the tracks and stuff and go crazy, right?
Mhm.
Things like that. They can have really cool stuff like that. But Mario Kart is the number one game in Nintendo Switch. That's the number one top seller game in Nintendo Switch. So why not? This is a system seller. It's bundled in every single holiday season. Every single holiday season is
Yeah.
never ever had its own console. Also, right? Like edition, and it was rumored that we have to believe it now because it's for the same person who showed us this before it came out, said that there was a system, like a theme system, which I'm guessing if this comes out in June, then that comes out for the holiday season. You know, in for let's say November, a new the first model we get is the Mario edition, the Mario Kart edition here, Mario Brothers Circuit. I like that. What are your thoughts on this last image, guys?
Give me Mario Kart 9.
Mario Kart 9, right?
That's it. That's my
Right.
thought.
There's 20. What was confirmed, Paul? How many tracks they have now?
20
25.
tracks or racers at one time.
Racers.
24.
24 racers. 24 racers. That means that when we do our tournaments here, guys, we can have 24 players on the track. That's crazy.
That's gonna be fun.
And Mike, when you were fixing your mic issues earlier with the echo, I was talking about how a few months ago we had the podcast about 8-player local multiplayer Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And you were showing what that would look like and how that would be possible.
Yeah.
Well, if we think about it right now, we can do 4-player local multiplayer Mario Kart, and we can have up to 12 players. So 1/3 of the playable local, 1/3 of what you can do local is you, and then 2/3 of it is the computer. Well, now there's 24. So if we take 1/3 of that, that would be 8 people could play locally, and then you would still have 16 computers, which would be the same ratio as the current Mario Kart. So I think that makes the 8 players so much more likely.
The game looks amazing, guys. Look at the graphics. It looks incredible. Look at the shadow underneath the cars, the tires themselves, the dirt, right?
I love the new cars.
Here, let's see here.
Like they have gas tanks on them now.
Yeah.
I'm
Mario's
noticing something-
expression. I'm sorry.
No worries. I'm noticing something interesting with the screen. What are those black edges?
Oh, this right here.
Yeah, like why is it not full screen?
Well, it is 8 inches. By the way, it is 8 inches. Don't let that take away from it. Bezels are sometimes necessary to protect the screen itself, to give you a little room between the screen and the edges of the device itself. Design wise, right, and technology wise, it could be thinner, but you know, as long as it's 8 inches from diagonally all across, we have a bigger system.
Oh yeah.
And this is the LCD model, by the way. The LCD model, LCDs need some bezel. You can't have bezel LCDs.
Right.
So I'm guessing the OLED, you can tell from the old Nintendo Switch OLED, is very thin, the bezel on the OLED versus the LCD. And this is an LCD screen, so we need that bezel there for that. But this is a higher grade LCD than the LCD back in when Nintendo first launched the system back in, I say 2015 LCD, because that's when they were the assembly was going on, and you know, they announced it in 2016. They showed the trailer, and then it came out the following year in March. But you know, LCD has come a long way, and people will notice the difference. If you want to notice the difference, pick up a PlayStation Portal, and you'll see the newest type of LCD, because that's an LCD screen, and it is also an 8-inch LCD screen, just like what we're gonna get here.
Right.
With the Portal. Yeah.
I guess the only reason why I'm pointing that out is because I thought they'd get rid of it, but now that you explain the OLED versus the LCD, that makes sense. You can also see the difference on your regular screen. Like if you have your Nintendo Switch, you can see that the it's not as big as the one that we have on the Nintendo Switch right now, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do lose it with the OLED, that's probably closer to a 9-inch screen at that point, while staying the same size.
I agree. It'll probably be, once the OLED comes out, it'll probably be 8.5. Watch, they'll say get an 8.5 screen, get a bigger screen on that, just like they did with the Nintendo Switch, from Switch to OLED. Switch to from Nintendo Switch to OLED, they gave us a bigger screen without making the console bigger. That's what they're gonna do with this one.
Got it.
I have a tiny gripe that won't matter to me, but I know we're not. I know we're talking about the game now, but if you go back a little bit, I want to look at the kickstand.
Kickstand, yeah.
because
Kickstand.
I'm sure that kickstand is strong.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. But the solid one on the back of the OLED, I just think was just, you know,
Peak.
so
It was
much-
peak. Yeah, it's peak.
I just think it was just so much better. This is, you know, it's perfect. And I'm kind of like, but then again, I'm like, well, I understand, like, for design, you know, we have to, it has to look a little bit different. But I was like, oh, but then I also heard, I don't know if this is true, of course,
Yeah.
that it's probably a metal kickstand, so it might.
It is.
have a little-
Yeah, it's a metal kickstand all the way through.
Okay.
Maybe it'll help in carrying it like this. So
Yeah, that's what I was.
carrying it like this, getting your thumb and grease on the top USB and the bottom USB, because now you can carry it like that.
Eating some
Yeah.
Cheetos.
Kids are gonna be carrying like that. We're gonna need some kid cases for this Switch like that. Yeah.
Ball.
And then at the end of the trailer here, we just got some just minor details to go over. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Switch 2. Details will be shared on the Nintendo website at a later date. And we are all speculating that they're referring to Mario Kart Tour, right? And the Labo games that you play with Labo, right? So you can't really put the Switch that, you know, it's too big for that. So that's what we're speculating. We don't know. Maybe it's a little more serious than we think. Maybe it's not. But so far, what we can completely confirm here is that not all games are compatible. We don't know what just yet. And then, of course, the exciting information. Nintendo Direct. This is the record-breaking announcement because we've never gotten a Direct this soon ahead of time. But then again, it is the main presentation for Nintendo Switch. This is that stage presentation they did back in 2017 in the month of January, right, Paul? January 20th, is it? They did the presentation of the Switch.
January 13th.
13. So they this is it. This is where they are going to give you everything else plus Nintendo Switch 2 games. This is all about Switch 2. You will not see Switch 1 mentioned in any way or form except for them showing you backwards compatibility. It is all dedicated to Nintendo Switch 2. This is where we get all the questions answered and even the price point. And most importantly, guys, look at the date. Why? Because this is when you have to start saving. When the April 2nd comes in, that's the day they're going to say pre-orders are available now at the end of the presentation. That's when the pre-orders are going to start. I feel like the system will be out 2 months after this, at least 2 months after this. The shortest time, I think. The longest will be 3 months. But at least 2 months after this, I feel like this is when the Switch is going to be out. Because right now, January reveal, right? January, April, January, February, March, April. We got almost 3 months between the reveal and the presentation. And then let's say we get 2 more months, 5 months total for the drop, the reveal, or it could also be 6 months. So the full, but if we are comparing it to Nintendo Switch, it was only like a 4 months and a half between reveal and drop. Am I correct in this? Right? There's like a 4 months and a half between the trailer drop and it was
The trailer drop was, I believe, in
October 12th, October 20th.
And then the presentation was in January, and
January.
Then the system came out in March.
March 3rd, yeah. So there was like a 4.5 month wait between the trailer and the drop. So this is when you need to have your money ready for the pre-order.
Yeah.
I have faith in Nintendo that they made that they said they're doing what they said they were going to do by making enough systems so that we can all pre-order ours on day one. But I don't trust that at the same time. So have your pre-order dates ready. Be subscribe to your favorite Nintendo channel. Hopefully it's this one, and then up to date with when pre-order days are going to come out. I am going to have a pre-order watch on the community area and on Discord to help you guys land a system, a launch system. And so this is when it's going to start. This is when it started for Nintendo Switch. The pre-order started during the presentation in January for this presentation. So Nintendo Direct, April 2nd, 2025. And this is when pre-orders are going to start. So make sure that if you are interested, because not everybody's interested in getting it day one. If you are interested in getting it day one, then this is where you're going to have to, you need your money ready to pre-order the system. At least have $500. Not that it's going to cost that much, but you want to get a game with it, right? You want to get a game with it, which I'm assuming is $70. And of course, the tax on top of that. This is for the US, but also in Canada, I know it's a little more, and around the world, different prices. So make sure that you have enough saved if you want to go ahead and get that. If not, you can get the system now. Don't get a new game. You have your entire backlog of games that you can go ahead and play now with higher resolutions, right? And then there's also free games on Nintendo Switch too, which you can also find out how to get them here on the channel. So subscribe.
And your active Nintendo Switch Online.
Exactly. And your NSO. Exactly. Other than that, the next Direct, of course, is going to be on February. It's going to be dedicated to Nintendo Switch alone. No mention of the Switch successor on Nintendo Switch 2 will be in that Direct. It'll be a Nintendo Direct alone for Nintendo Switch. Don't be surprised if it's called a Nintendo Switch Mini, since we have a Nintendo Direct happening in April, and maybe they'll launch later on. So maybe they'll cover games for the rest of the year during this Direct, and then it's all uphill. I'm sorry, it's all downhill, not uphill, downhill from there. So, any last thoughts, my friend, before we move over to listen to our beloved, what could be our beloved Nintendo Switch 2 theme for the menu theme and stuff?
I wanted to ask, or I wanted to know your thoughts on, and also the chat. We were talking about that this is really going to be, or it seems like this is going to be like the console for Nintendo moving forward. Mm-hmm. So Nintendo Switch 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. If that is the case, how long do you think, how many years or how long will it take for us to get a new feature? Just as we do with, let's say, an iPhone, we have to wait like only a year. And like you said, like you pointed out, the only difference is that they added a button, right?
Yeah.
So how often would you say that we will be expecting a new Nintendo Switch?
You mean, okay, so how long will Switch 2 generation last?
Yeah, to move forward with the Nintendo Switch 3 and then Nintendo 3 and Nintendo Switch 4. What will be the average?
So because of AI and technology, I think Nintendo's going to shoot for 10 years this time. And hear me out here. They're going to do incremental upgrades to the system. Switch OLED is coming out. Switch Lite is going to come out. Every system is going to add about 4 more years towards its life. Plus, we have AI upscaling now. We have the NVIDIA chip, right? It's a whole different beast. They can issue an update because this came from developers. They issued an update, right, via software that made games look better because of AI, which is crazy. So they can issue updates throughout the life system. Let's say when Nintendo Switch OLED comes out, they issue an update for that, right? And they can issue updates over the air to improve the systems and improve the hardware, since it's going to be based more on AI upscaling and than anything else, right? We have a system that essentially is a PlayStation 4 powerhouse, but when you add all the technology, the current technology on top of that, AI upscaling, the NVIDIA chip, Nintendo's own AI upscaling as well. We have the new battery, M.2 drive, new batteries, all that stuff. All the newest technology will bring this system to another level, right?
And we have seen that it has been leaked, but we don't have confirmation. So that is only if that is going to be the case, right? Because,
Yeah.
I mean, coming from, let's say, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
I kept my PlayStation 5 for a very long time, even though the PlayStation 4 for a very long time, even though the PlayStation 5 was already out. And
Yeah.
I kept my PlayStation 4 for a while.
Yeah.
And honestly, as a consumer, I don't really like the fact that I just bought something and then 2 years after I have to buy another one.
Oh, yeah.
That's to say to every piece of tech that I get. Like if I get a computer, I might invest a little bit more on, having probably a laptop that will allow me to upgrade whatever I have before I decide to get a new PC or a new laptop, right? So for me, that's something that really, I would say it's better versus having to buy a new console every 2 to 3 years. Or something
there's good news in that point also, because right now there's a lot of talk in the tech space with smartphones now not coming every year. Now they're going to be coming every 2 to 3 years, because the technology right now is so good that they could upgrade the phone via software, right? And trust me, we have not yet seen the power of AI work, right? This is the beginning of it. And so like PlayStation added their own PSSR, which is the same as DLSS, right? They just called it PSSR. That's also upscaling via AI. And so, this is the beginning. That's why I say that this system is going to last a little longer. And the good thing about that is that the Switch, for those of you who have Switch, who want to keep your Switch and just play games, that will also last a little longer. The support for it will last a little longer, because the Switch 2 is built on the same exact platform, the same exact engine, right? It's like saying Windows 1, Windows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Same thing with the Switch OS. It's still the Nintendo Switch OS, but it's the next version of Nintendo Switch OS with Nintendo Switch. So that's why games are backwards compatible. It's the same system running the same software. The software recognizes its maker, right? And so it's good news for those of you who want to keep your Switch a little bit longer. If you just got one, you have no interest in upgrading just yet, you want to upgrade in 3 years, 4 years, I think Nintendo will support this longer than they did the Wii U. Wii U just ended support last year, like full support last year on Nintendo Switches last year. They ended 3DS and Wii U. Remember, they shut down the stores and then the online went away. That just ended, all recently. And so imagine with Nintendo Switch built on the same kind of platform, that support is gonna last a little longer. All right, so how about we listen to the track? Who wants to listen to what could potentially, I'm gonna say potentially be Nintendo Switch had music. Everybody heard it, right? Have you guys heard the music that was supposed to be for the Switch?
For the original Switch or for the Switch 2? No.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch was supposed to have music. It was found in the data miners found within the system that the menu was supposed to have music, and it was awesome too. It was kind of like the Wii U type of music. And so this one, you kind of already heard a glimpse of this tune. Nintendo was so what do you call that? Like, they're smart, right? They're like, you know what? I'm going to show you something, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm showing you, and you're not even going to figure out what you're looking at. That's why I said, listen to all the sounds, listen to everything they do, because everything. This trailer was the most intentional trailer I've ever seen. That's why they had this one game. They didn't want to distract you from what they really wanted to show you, right? And this was all intentional. We're going to see the games in April, right? A couple of months away. But this was intentional. I'm going to go ahead and play the beginning of the trailer. I want you guys to listen. And I'm going to ask you, listen to the music. Listen to the music. Let me turn off the music. My music here first. And I want to ask you guys to listen to the music. Silence. All right, I'll stop it right there. You guys heard the music?
Jingles.
Did you know that Nintendo embedded the theme music to this trailer?
I did not know that, but it makes sense.
If this again, indeed, I have a source who sent me this over literally right when the trailer dropped. Around that time, I checked my email. It was around the same exact time that the trailer hit. So and I saw my email. I downloaded it. I listened to it a couple of times. I emailed back. Oh, this is what is that? Oh, that's the menu. That's the menu. There's a couple more songs, but this is the menu. This is the main menu one. And there's sounds. All those sounds are the theme for Nintendo Switch 2. When you push a button, when you change screens, they embedded a lot. Okay? Now, this that's not it. Let me go ahead and then hide this now. And I can't share more than one screen here, so let me go ahead and remove that one and bring up this. I made this just for the visual so you guys can have something prettier to look at. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the video now. Video file. Shout out to, what's his name? I think is Palm Tree. Palm Tree
TV.
Palm Tree something on X for he allowed me to use the UI just to guys give you a little taste. But here you go. Okay. I love that drop. That is fantastic. So, guys, you heard for the first time what is potentially the menu music. And they put that in the trailer, but they added all the snaps and all the ASMR on top of it, and they timed it correctly. But this is the toned down, and there's a couple of versions of this. One for the home menu. There's another version for the shop. The shop has a tune to it. And he said there are different versions of the same tune, right? This tune right here could be one of the tunes that they have out there. You'll hear it when you turn on the switch. It'll have the sound, and then you go into the menu, and it'll start kind of like. And there are different versions of the same exact tune, same exact melody, and so you'll hear it once you turn the switch on. He said they have a couple of versions of it, so we don't know which one's going to make it to the end. But it was in the first part of the trailer. They used it to show the system. But that's Nintendo Switch 2 theme. And they have this, and it goes. I love it. It gives me Wii vibes, but like with the more modern sense.
But better.
Yeah.
You know what I like? I know this has sorry.
Go ahead.
I just realized my mic was turned up, or my earphones were turned up too loud. What I like, and I know it's a mock-up, but I kind of like that mock-up UI because I want something that's, and I understand people, some, like, well, I don't really need that. I just need to be able to get to the game I want and click on it and go.
Yeah.
And I think it would be extra points if Nintendo had like classic, like Switch 1 style or something. So maybe if you don't want themes or anything like that, you can turn it off. But
yeah,
I like having a nice menu, being able to change the wallpaper. I like those little details. It's going to be a Zelda background on mine. All 10
Make
years
your own.
this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And believe it or not, this mock-up was made inspired by the leaked description. They say that it looks more like apps, and that you can have folders on the home screen. So that's what he made. The app, they look like apps. So this looks like an iPhone app right there. They all look like iPhone apps. And so this is basically based on that, maybe not the exact one. And this also he also created a mock-up that looked just like this when when the leaks came out. I think I have the link in the description for his X account if you want to go look at his images before that. And he also has this UI right here. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say also, I kind of hope it's customizable, and because we have the Nintendo Music app now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that the point of it is to be able to take all your music your Nintendo Music on the go, but I would like to see it interact with Switch 2, because then you can have like your own playlist or something like that going off of your Switch. I'm one of those people that sometimes I'll turn the Switch on, you know what I mean, and I go in the other room and I go get something to eat or I go do something or whatever. It'd be nice to kind of have just the music kind of playing in the background. Can we already do that with our phones and everything? Of course, but I would like for it to interact, or you can interact with it in the fact that you can customize. I don't want to hear the menu beat. I want to hear the Colgera theme on repeat on my Switch 2 over and over again. That's of course, because I'm sure Tears of the Kingdom music will be on there by then. If it's not. So because I think I'm hoping it'll be customizable.
What are the general thoughts on the theme that you guys just heard?
I like
Catchy.
it.
Gotcha.
It's cute.
The tune is catchy. The tune is nice. Depends on how they use it. If it's real, would it be in the main menu, in the shopping menu, every menu? As you transition, will it fade out? Will it be on or off? And like I said, is it a final decision? Is it something that was scrapped? What is it? But it itself sounds cool. It itself sounds nice.
Yeah, and they've already used it in the trailer. It's in the trailer.
It's catchy.
Right? It's the same exact tune. If we go ahead and add the trailer back to the stage here, and we go to the beginning, right here. Watch. It'll stop playing for a while. So it's the same exact music, but it's interrupted by what's happening on the video, right? And it's interrupted, but it's the same exact music. You can tell. I made it a little. Are we still streaming? By the way, it's a good question. Are we still?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like ninja, And I speed it up a little bit just in case.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean we were so into it, but I'm like, oh my god, ninjas. But it's the same exact tune. And if you go here, you see I speed it up a little bit.
Bam, bam, bam.
It's not this fast, guys. I speed it up a little bit to protect myself.
You know what else I like about it though?
Yeah. Huh?
It's one of those kind of, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but it's almost like elevator music in a good way.
Yeah.
It's pleasant background noise. Does that make sense?
That's
So,
what I always call the Wii music, elevator music that I like.
it's like good elevator music, because then I think about if this plays in the eShop or a tune similar, to the eShop, I can just kind of sit there and browse, and because I am so hoping the eShop is going to be revamped and total fire and not just take forever to just scroll through.
And spending money, Joycey. Yeah. That goes towards Nintendo. Yeah.
Chat with an emoji. Well, let me know what you guys think of the music. Just let me know in the chat what you guys think of the music. If you are listening live, not live, pre-recorded, wherever podcasts are heard, then you guys can also let us know. I know. Spotify has like a little comment section. You can let me know. Use your emoji also, or compare it to something if you like it. I'm like in love with the drums. It's like I can imagine Mario and like all the Nintendo characters just having a little band and playing, and Mario just dancing to the tune.
What if you have you can have like one of your favorite characters, or have like a little Mario just kind of bopping like on the bottom or something, or somewhere in the corner of the screen.
Exactly, right?
That'd be cool.
We have a lot that we could see on top of the screen when it's docked now. So there's a possibility. They did lower it.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Yeah. Ray, I like what Ray said. Ray said it's like a modern Wii sound. That's exactly what I thought too. I was like, it feels nostalgic, yet it feels new. So that's pretty cool. And Joycey, to add more excitement to your wish for Nintendo, there is a patent. There is a patent that puts together Alarmo music and the Nintendo system. So the Alarmo will notify you if there are events on your game on the Switch. So there's some kind of connection there. I think I have it on X. You guys can look it up. I explained, I broke it down where a device like Alarmo could be used and to give you whenever you gain points, you'll hear them also. Whenever there's an event happen, let's say there's a Pokemon raid, you can get that alert on Alarmo, right? And so that's why I think Nintendo gave us the app. They gave us Alarmo. It's all strategic. Mm-hmm. Why is Nintendo launching an alarm clock now? Why the app came here? Everything came when it came because Nintendo's like putting things in place, and then I am assuming, and I'm kind of not predicting, but more assuming that on April 2nd, we're gonna find out why Nintendo just dropped an alarm clock just because. Yeah. And why they gave us the Nintendo music, because we will probably be able to set music from our favorite games as a background for our menus as well, So
do you think that Nintendo, could make a waffle maker?
They can.
Because then you have Alarmo that wakes you up and lets you know, you have shines to do in the Zelda game. Blah blah blah. Yeah. You have nothing else scheduled today. Your breakfast is already made.
Your waffle is done.
I want a coffee maker.
I want that too.
Starts making coffee like at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then not only Alarmo is going to wake you up, but also the coffee already. Like
hello, your coffee is done. Wow.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Dear Nintendo, we need small home appliances.
Because we're old. Yeah.
Because that's just a mess we would like.
Mario, your toilet paper is run out.
we get excited for things that are gonna make our lives a lot easier. So
yeah.
Or it's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Fun. It would just be fun to just have like my coffee ready. My waffle maker has made my waffle, and then if they get something to fry some bacon, you know what? I'm just saying Saturday mornings will be lit at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I also said, we can have an Alexa version for Nintendo, something. Maybe, who knows? That I'm pretty sure eventually we will get like a little personal assistant in the Wii, in the Nintendo Switch.
It'll be Mario.
It'll be Mario just gonna sit in there, right? Or maybe it could be Fi, right? If you want it to be Fi will probably be there. Just pop up once in a while for Zelda fans, right?
Master, your Switch is low on power.
Power.
That is the fight reference right there.
Find the Nintendo Navi. Well, I like that Nintendo Navi. That's actually sounds good.
Listen,
Nintendo Navi sounds good.
Oh, there you go. There she is.
What's that?
My Navi. I didn't
That's
mean
Midnight.
There you go. I'm more connected to that to Fi more than ever because I recently played Skyward Sword for the first time and beat it. Right. After that, I went on a Zelda spree. I went back to Zelda 1. I beat that. I went to Zelda 2. I beat that. I went back to Nintendo 64. Back to the Woods Temple. I stayed there. I didn't beat that. I went to the then after that, Echoes of Wisdom came out. I beat that one. So I'm there. You know, I'm there. I'm still waiting.
It's a lot of games. We don't expect you to finish like 20 plus games in 1 year, dude.
I don't expect to play all of them. At least I know I'm not playing the moon one, the ugly moon one.
Okay, well then you can't be part of our Zelda cult then.
No.
It has nothing to do with the timeline.
Yeah, it does.
Yes,
What? It does?
It's a direct
It's one of the
Not
most
timeline.
important games.
No. You know, there's 3 timelines. I choose one. Not my timeline.
Then Ocarina of Time. Okay, well, Ocarina of Time technically split the timeline, so you're gonna. We'll talk about that later, Mike.
Yeah. All right.
The folly
So
of man.
as we listen to the potential, I'm gonna keep saying potential, the possible, because that protects me. Something that protects me.
Allegedly.
And also, the alleged background music. We're gonna go ahead and start taking questions on our Q&A. So if you have any questions you want to ask regarding Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Direct Switch 2, anything we spoke about today, and even the music you're just listening to, right, or features, go ahead and ask it right now, and our amazing crew will do their best to highlight your question and get it answered today. If you want an extra highlight on your question, you can also super chat it in, and that question will jump all the way to the front of the line and get answered right away. All right, so Q&A starts now. now. Right now. Let me take
There's a couple questions in there.
Let me take that banner off. Okay, this one, right? There you go. I said 2. No, Q&A starts now. Where's that one? Q&A starts now. Write your questions down. All right, do we have any questions in line right now? Lily?
Yes, we do.
Let's get into it.
All right, we might need to change the layout because
Oh yeah, you're right.
cover us.
Let me remove this thing here, and there we are.
There we go. All right. So Pokemon Fan 33 has been from the beginning of the podcast all the way here, and we have a lot of questions from you. Thank you so much. I have a question for you all. Figured I will ask it now because I'm not sure if I'll be back on time. You are actually. When do you think the Direct for Switch 1? When do you think the Direct for Switch 1 will be in February?
Yeah.
What day?
What day? Yeah. What day? So I'm gonna go ahead and say it really quickly. February 5th is the Direct.
I haven't looked at my calendar.
Look at the calendar. So it's 2/5/25.
Yeah.
2/5/25.
I see what you mean.
2/5/25.
Oh, good. That's a Wednesday. I'm on.
And if you look at the trailer that Nintendo released, I'm pretty sure Paul is a number guy. He noticed the length of the trailer is also the date for the date for what, Paul?
The Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, the length for the trailer is also the date.
25.
What do you guys think?
Well-
sorry.
No, go ahead.
The 5th or 12th of February.
Yeah, first 2 weeks. All right, thank you for your
It's in
question.
February. I'm happy.
I'm gonna go with the 12. All right. So, also, what games do you think will be there at the February Direct for Switch 1? Also, do you think we will get Tomodachi Life will be coming to Switch?
If it's a port, yes. If it's a sequel, it'll go to Switch 2. No, I don't think Nintendo Switch will get any more sequels unless it's a remaster of like Metroid Prime 1 and 2 and 3, right? But new games will go on Switch 2. Any ports that are pending and games that are already announced, like Metroid Prime 4 is a Nintendo Switch game. It could be a dual gen game. Pokemon Legends Arizona is coming also to Nintendo Switch, right? And so any of those games, and plus whatever Nintendo has left in their basket, because they're going to empty it out in this upcoming Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch. We're moving to Switch 2, guys. We're actually, Nintendo is moving forward. This is could be the last Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch, where they finish off the year. They were going to support with video games the Switch until the end of 2025. So this is it.
You already said it. Never mind. I'm sorry.
What did I say?
I was because I was gonna say because I was thinking what other games could they possibly wow us with? So I'll be happy to be surprised. And then I remember, and you said it, and it just registered like a minute later that Metroid Prime 4, because I think that it's a cross-gen game. So I think there is going to be a version for Switch 2. I'm guessing, of course.
Yeah,
so I think we'll definitely see that in the Direct, and I don't know what we're going to do with the other 44 minutes.
I'm sure they're going to go ahead and do NSO. They're going to do new ports. Because remember there have been a lot of new trademarks for Nintendo Switch games from 3DS and from Nintendo GameCube. Kirby Robobot was one of the trademarks that were updated. I think that's from 3DS. If I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, Wind Waker was the other one. I said there was only Wind Waker, the only trademark that was updated again. And a trademark is updated even if there's another one exists, but that one exists for that console, right? And so the trademark is updated for Nintendo. I assume for Nintendo Switch, just like the patents comes in. And whenever Nintendo release an OLED model, even if it's an edition, they always release a patent for it, even if it's the same exact Nintendo Switch. But they always protect their with every new iteration of it. So. Yeah, we'll get games, guys. We'll get surprises too. I think Nintendo's Nintendo Switch is gonna go out on a bang. So be good.
I hit my mouse by accident, Lily. I'm sorry about that.
You're good.
Oh, no worries. No.
Next question.
Good. All right. So the next question we have: when will it be released? February or April?
What? When will what be released?
That's what it says. U99. That's.
Let's assume they're talking about Nintendo Switch because Switch 2. Switch 2 will not be released in April because April is the direct time where they're going to do the presentation. So we don't know when it will be released. We assume it's June. Like that's what is out there, the month of June. But April is when we do the stage presentation. April 2nd. They announced that already.
And then I think all those first look tour that they're doing, I think that ends like in May. So to me, June makes sense.
The last one.
Yeah, the very last one. Yeah. I think Lily is on the last ones too. In Canada.
When is the last one? Do we know the date?
Yeah, the 27th. I think it is.
The 25th to the 27th. And I just also posted, like, first of all, you can register to multiple locations. So for example, I'm seriously considering signing up for the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in New York because I'm not that far away. It's not that far away from me. The Toronto one, it's going to be from the 25th to the 27th. And very important, which I'm very surprised, by the way, it says, so you have to be 50 minutes early to check in. Late arrivals may not be able to enter the event, even though you have a ticket. If you do get a ticket, if you're selected, after check-in, you may need to wait. Blah, 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 blah. And then the expected length of the experience is about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
That's good time. That's good timing. That's a good time.
It's
That's
a
great.
good time. It's a
It's a
great
good time.
time. Like, I can't really imagine what
I'm
exactly you're
releasing
going
a
to be able to do.
I'm releasing a 2-hour video first, right? And then I'm gonna break it down, and then we, if I get selected. But that's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah, I signed up for all of them, literally for all of them. New York, Los Angeles, and for Texas. I might do Toronto.
So I was stuck like for an hour and a half. The website was down. It started at 3 p.m. It was crazy.
Mhm.
Now you can register. Everything is smooth. The other thing is that if you do register and you have a family group, and if you don't have one, it'll give you the option to create your own, and you can even invite people from there. So if you do have a family group, if you get selected in the drawn, then you can sign up to 5 more people with you. So yeah, it's a good chance. If you get it, if
Ooh.
you get selected, you can add the family group.
If you get selected, Paul, I will add you. If I get selected, I will add you to my family group. If you Paul get selected, you can add me to your family group, and vice versa. And then if Lily gets selected, I will get my passport and fly to Toronto, and I will try to. I will also fly to Zach or to Joycey.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody just come to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just come down here. We got. I got you.
Sounds good.
All right.
Do a live podcast.
Um,
Well, they're always
so
live, but together in one place.
for
Exactly.
you all, is when do you think the Switch 2 will be out? My first thought was on May because I want it out, but then I thought the play testing is going on and so forth. Now I think June or July. What are our thoughts?
June. I would say June. June.
I would say June as well.
It's Summer Game Fest. It's like the month. It's the month of all these video games coming out and being announced, and we already have third-party developers, indie game developers already announcing, hey, we're going to be on Switch 2. So yeah, it's gonna be a good month for that.
And the last question from Pokemon Fan 33 for now. So when do you think that do you think there's going to be a chance that we're going to get an NSO update for Switch 1 with GameCube and DS, or do you think both for the Switch 2? I personally believe that it has nothing to do with the system, so it's going to be released for the NSO regardless, so you will be able to play them both on the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2. And yeah, I feel the GameCube is more feasible, but I'm not sure. Could be wrong.
Yeah. This is the thing. They can add GameCube to NSO for Nintendo Switch, but I think they will keep that for Switch 2. That'll be a Switch 2 selling point. When you're on NSO Switch 2, you are on an upgraded Switch NSO, whatever, maybe a little more pricier. But I think that they're gonna give you a more beefier NSO. DS, that's the thing. DS is a dual screen. Right? DS is a dual screen system. I mean, they could do that. They could put side by side or just make it one screen and just switch, right? Have like a button to switch from screen to whatever. That's not even an issue. But yeah, there's a possibility that GameCube might come to Nintendo Switch 2. It's coming. It is coming. And who knows if when adding GameCube, they also add Nintendo Wii, since it's it's like if we have an emulator out there called Dolphin. It runs both Wii games and Nintendo and GameCube games. It's like on same exact software running both games. So there's a possibility that once GameCube is added, Wii is not too far ahead.
Yep. Anyone else would like to add to that before I move to the next question? Nope. Okay.
I just want my GameCube Joy-Cons.
Right.
Fair.
That's all I want.
Hey, we got and Nixie has really beautiful controllers and GameCube controllers.
Nice. So while Wrangler says, will y'all try to get the Switch 2 experience? If so, what location are you going to?
Yes.
Toronto.
I'm going all. If
all
I get
three.
listen. If I get invited to all of them, let's say, you know what I mean.
Even Paris and Berlin and London.
In my area, the furthest I go is Toronto. I signed up for all of them, right? And I signed up using my 3 accounts, so three accounts each to each place. I can get maybe can you imagine I get nothing? I mean, how unlucky can I get? But if I get selected to more than one, I'm going to go to both locations, and that's good because I can give you a perspective from both locations and talk to other people, on their experience. Because I'm gonna get that for the video. If I go, it's gonna be a video where I talk about my experience and other people's experience with Switch too. So hopefully, it's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I'm gonna try to sign up for New York as well.
Yeah.
I'll be going to the Dallas one
Yes.
if I get in.
Woo.
They'll probably be like, "We've never heard of her, but she has like 80,000 hours in Splatoon." So
Let's get her in. A question from Christopher. Thank you so much. So, has anyone else considered Nintendo might merge Diddy Kong Racing into a new Mario Kart? We can have more characters from different IPs and have Mario Kart Ultimate. I'll say yes.
We talked about this earlier. Like the only way Diddy Kong can make it back is that they bring it into Mario Kart. Like the tracks make it into Mario Kart, or maybe they do Mario Kart versus Diddy Kong Racing.
In Diddy Kong Soapbox, real quick, again, as always, Diddy Kong Racing is so iconic. Like, that is Conker and Banjo's first game. Like, they didn't start in their own games. They started in Diddy Kong Racing. Like, I just want more Diddy Kong Racing, whether it's in Mario Kart or whatever. Give me Diddy Kong Racing!
Give me more Diddy Kong Racing. All
Out of my
right.
system.
Yeah, there you go. Zach Talent Show, thank you so much for your question. I wonder if Switch 2 will have a Nintendo Music app so we can customize what we hear on the system.
Hey, we talk about
I
that.
hope
Yeah,
so.
so I agree. I think it will. There is a patent that talks about that. So yes.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. Sorry if we're spinning through the questions, but you did send a lot of questions. Thank you so much for that, you guys. So Ramen, do you think the own individual software will have music? Like for the Wii U, there's a music, and then for system settings, they daily log, parent controls, and all of that. Probably yes, but I'll say a different version of it, like a very slightly differences between the two.
Yeah. Well, the person who sent me the music said there were different versions of the song. They were more toned down. They were more like this toned down version, like very like just like in the background. So who knows whether what we heard was the main one, and then they have different versions for whatever menu you're at, right? So if you're in settings, it should be like more like a toned down, more like very techie kind of feel. So there's a possibility. All we know is that I'm guessing Nintendo, with everything that's said out there, with the possible Miiverse making a comeback, that it's very possible.
All
Good
right.
meeting.
Boomini just went all the way up to the first place on the questions because of the super chat. $5. Thank you so much for that. Is there a chance Zelda movie comes out on 2026, or is that too soon? I'm just thinking Zelda 30th anniversary year.
2026 sounds great, and let me tell you why. People keep saying, "No, that's the year that Mario movie comes out." You have to put this into perspective. There's two different studios making the movie. Yeah, Miyamoto's in both, but there's two different studios. It's Sony Pictures. And then there's Illumination, right? That's from Universal.
Elimination.
So they're technically competing studios. They can release the movies whenever they want. Right now, the movie is in production. It's being filmed right now. Zelda is in costume. Link is in costume. And we have not yet heard from the cast yet. We will hear soon, I'm pretty sure. But 2026. According to Wes Bell's trajectory as a director and how long he takes to make a movie, because I was following Planet of the Apes from the beginning to the end. That movie has a lot of special effects because of the apes, right? And they had a lot of CGI stuff and how they did all the work. It took them about a year and a half from pre-production to the movie being in theaters. And I think that he was also asked in an interview what was the length process for the movie. He said, "Oh, well, if you count it from post production all the way to the launch it was like a year and a half on time." Now, when it comes to experience, I know Zach could tell you something about that.
He's not paying attention.
No, I'm paying attention. I thought there was more to that sentence.
No. I made like one of those instant U-turns.
Yeah. just going off of movies of this scale, I don't see. I would be very surprised if we see it before 2027. And with how there's so many studio reshoots and whatnot, I would honestly put it in later 2027. You think about movies, you think about Rings of Power and these very large scale, expensive IPs. And then you think about studios who are protective, like Nintendo, and studio interference, you could say. Because the people who are making the movies and the people who are paying for the movies are two different people. And so, David Lynch has just passed away, and I was watching a clip of him the other day where the studio had sent a producer to like get him to speed it up. And I can't repeat everything he said, but they're reviewing a scene, and the producer was like, I think we need to tighten the scene up and make it shorter. And he starts cussing up a storm. He's just like, why does everyone always want to make a scene shorter? Why can't a scene just stay what it is? And just going off. But so it's really hard to tell, based off Mike's point. Mike's point's correct. At the speed that normal movies are coming out right now, 2026 is when we should expect to see this. But with a movie of this scale and this much weight behind it, and I don't know how much budget's being put into it, but I think 2027 is more realistic.
It's about 150 million, I think it was. Nintendo half and half, and Nintendo put 51%, and then Sony put 49% of it, and post production started in 2023. So, the announcement came in 2023. At the end of 2023, towards the end of 2023. So from there, and pre-production started then. So in terms, it's been in almost a year in pre-production when production started the 5th of January. So to your point, it has been more than already since production, an entire year for production, an entire year for shooting and editing, 2 years, and then let's say end of 2016, that's 2 years and a half for the entire production from,
Yeah, and so I mean, the sooner the better. I would like 2026, and like I said, based off of your average movie, 2026 is when we should see it. But just based off of the scale, I'm erring more towards 2027.
And then look at the location. They already have all the locations set and everything. They're shooting a lot on stage in Los Angeles. So go to IMDb, look up the Legend of Zelda movie, and then take a look at all the locations they're shooting at. So it's all there. It's all scouted. All that happens during pre-production, where they find the locations, they build the sets, all that stuff. Then once production starts, when they say action, that's when it starts. So, good question.
No, not exactly. It's just this comes up in every time we talk about the Zelda movie. So there are people that still don't know that it's not animated. This is going to be live action. So just real quick, people ask this often. Well, how are they going to do this if it's not, animated? Okay, so in the game, there's certain guys got to remember this is a movie. So we're going to have lots of dialogue. We're going to have story beats. There's a lot of things that they have to do. That's not just dungeon crawling and shrines and whatever fantastical things are going to put in there. So also you have to remember we're in a post Game of Thrones, post Lord of the Rings, post the Hobbit world. So these things are very, 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 very possible. And we can't do it tonight because we're running a little bit late, but I'm sure Zach and Mike can really, really break down how these things can happen from a movie point of view. Because Mike watches a lot of movies and understands and knows movies really, really well. And I
went to school for film.
So that's actually a good idea for a podcast when the movies do get announced. Maybe we could break that down. But it is totally going to work. And it's I didn't write the script, unfortunately, but we'll see how they do that. I'm gonna plug my script until the day I die.
Oh my god! Wait, hold on. I was trying to look up and I messed up the thing. Sorry.
And real quick,
no worries.
Paul did have to go, and of course he says good night and everything. I know he said good night.
Okay, we'll shout him out. We'll shout him out at the end. And we'll plug him in.
I just want to explain why he wasn't here because
he dropped.
Yeah,
he had to go.
Okay.
All right. So Tall Show, another one. When the Switch 2 is less than 100% power, a constant Zelda-like beeping noise will go out. Oh, this is not even a question. But yeah.
It's a good comment
Master, the
though.
battery.
That's
The
coming.
battery. Okay, got it. Perfect. All right, so we have another one. So Nintendo Let's Play. So is it this is directed to me, but anybody can answer. Is it true that the screen size is 8.4? He was hearing a rumor. Is it? It's 8 inches, right?
I mean,
Not
yeah, technically
8.4?
it is because the bezels, including the bezels.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we were discussing this. If you go back to the podcast, we kind of went through it. Like, you
Yep.
have the bezels on the side, so
Mhm.
it could be technically 8.4, but like the actual ratio or the screen will be
Yeah, the
8.
functioning screen.
The
Yeah.
watchable size.
The
The
watchable.
logical
Yeah.
size. Yeah,
I
the
was
watchable
today
size.
years old when I finally figured out what bezels were.
Yeah. DH Gaming, will there be a GameCube or a Wii NSO coming to Switch 2? We
Yeah.
answered the question already, and no, it's not bound to a console. It's bound to a service.
Yeah, and it's not bound to as it is, but Nintendo will be slick and just add the GameCube to Switch 2.
I hope, yeah. All right, so Rustic Rumbo, do we think it will be hard to get a Switch 2? You mean like
At this
pre-orders?
Well,
Oh my god,
That's a
Hope
yes.
not.
I'm not
Nintendo-
sure. I'm very nervous.
Listen, they've already kind of tried to make us feel a little more, at ease about it when they said that they were going to produce more systems than ever in order to combat scalping. I
Mhm.
think the number was 10 to 15 million. Normally, that many systems don't sell like right off the back like that, but I think this is the most anticipated system right now in a while, and so there's a potential. But I can't say yes, I can't say no. We'll just have to find out. But you have to have your money ready. Stay tuned to the channel and to people like Wario 64 84 something like that on Twitter. I would also recommend at Twitter Jake Randall. He's another person who watches consoles very well, and he will, make sure you get one. You just kind of sign up and follow certain people, and it'll increase the chances of you getting one.
Yep. All right. So Tony, thank you very much for your question. How would you feel if The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is upscaled to 14440p or 4K when docked on the Switch 2? I will feel amazing.
Man, I would love.
I have an opinion about that.
I would play the game all over again just to look around.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then with the
So-
cozy music around.
Yeah.
So my thing about that is I would love it. But does anybody else feel that Breath of the Wild is still in a way too new?
No,
It's 8
Nope.
years old,
Okay.
but
not me. No.
It's still so
yeah.
fresh in my mind.
yeah, for us it's new because we're like Nintendo Switch veterans.
I don't know. For me, it's. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying for the current fan base, which Nintendo wants to hold on to and then bring more in. I know there's that rumor that it could be done one of the launch games, and I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Do that in like 20,
It's not gonna-
26,
Yeah.
27, 28 later.
I personally don't think it's going to be a launch game. I think we already own it. They're going to position it again because of the visuals, but it's not going to be a selling point. It's going to be just like, hey, look at this game updated. You can now play it in 4K. So go ahead and pick it up if you haven't not yet. There's a lot of people who have not played Zelda game, period.
Mhm.
And so with the higher visuals, and because I know that at the beginning people were like, there were those picky people who were really, oh, but it looks like this, but it looks like, but once that game comes out in 4K resolution with higher specs, with, higher frame rates and everything, then they'll give it another chance. Like, okay, I'll pick it up this time. Let's see how it works.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're-
Joycey, I'm gonna. Oh, sorry, Mike.
No, I'm fine. I'm done.
I'm gonna use Skyrim as the example because that's the game that's been remastered and re-released the most
For
in
every
history.
time.
But the first Skyrim, unless my quick Google search didn't bring up the first re-release.
Mhm.
Well, Skyrim first came out November 11th, 2011. so the end of
Wow.
2011. And then the first Skyrim remaster, I think, if this is correct, was June 4th, 2016. So not even a full 5 years later.
We're getting
So
a
by the time this-
remaster.
Yeah.
Remaster of the
The
Remaster.
There's a very quick one. Razor Stone, thank you so much for your question. Will the Joy-Cons be used as a mouse? Well,
Yes.
yes. We could easily say that that's a yes, but even though we don't really have confirmation, but it is there. It's in the trailer.
The reveal leads us to believe that.
Yeah.
They confirmed it in the trailer. Why would they Joy-Cons be like mouses? Like just kind of.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
That
so
would be
Wink,
insane.
Wink the man. So in February Direct, do you think they'll tell us if any of those games are also on the Switch too?
Yeah. No. No. I
No mention of the Nintendo Switch
honestly,
successor.
yeah, what Joshi said. I think that's gonna be dedicated because they know there is a Switch 2 coming, a trailer, a Switch 2 Direct coming, like literally a month and a half away from that one. They're gonna just dedicate to Nintendo Switch. That's it. They're gonna finish up Nintendo Switch, and if they do show Metroid Prime 4, the release on Metroid Prime 4 on that system, they're not gonna say it's coming to Switch. But then in the Switch 2 trailer, they're gonna show us Metroid Prime 4, 4K, and it's gonna be like crazy specs and everything, and all the stuff, and maybe have extra features and stuff. But I think they're gonna do a good job in keeping things separate, so that we can see this is the next. This is what's coming next, and this is what we have now.
I'm going to be the odd man out on that one.
Come on, man.
I think that they're going to only talk about the Switch one, but I think if a game is coming to Switch 2, they will say this game is also releasing on the Nintendo Switch 2. But I don't think they'll give it any more attention than that.
Yeah, I think only if the game has been announced. If it hasn't, it's going to be on Switch 2. New game.
It's something like they'll give us a little bit more about Metroid for Beyond, for example, Metroid Prime, and then they'll add the little logo at the very bottom, and that's it. Like just a little wink that is going to be playable on the Switch too.
Yeah,
I guess that's a possibility. That's what I will believe that's going to happen. But
we have PH Brazil and also Nate the Hate saying that there's the fact that this is gonna be a February it's not really a leak or makes you an inside source. The fact that they're saying that it's gonna be Switch related and only Switch related does. So we have two people out there who are saying that there will be no mention of Switch 2 during that Direct, just a Switch Direct like Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, agree. Sorry. So Nintendo Let's Play. So you think there will be a Zelda Ocarina of Time grown-up remake?
That's what I want. I would love that.
I really want to think that that's the case, but who knows?
Oh, right.
Let's hope.
If it's coming, it's not gonna be a Switch. It's gonna be a Switch 2 for sure.
Alisela, thank you so much for your question. Do you think that we will get a Zelda Twilight Princess and Wind Waker announcement at the February Direct on the Switch 1, or will they wait to release the Switch 2 era? Will it play on the Switch 1 and the Switch 2? That is a great question because I would say personally it's going to be for the Switch 1. However, now that you mentioned that it will be playable for the Switch 1 and 2, it sounds more reasonable because they're releasing a new console for them to announce it for the Switch 2 so you can play it on either or.
Well, if they announce it for Switch 2, it's only going to be exclusive to Switch 2. If they announce it for Switch, then it'll be switched. It'll be on both.
Because really? Isn't it backward compatible?
Not forward compatible, backwards compatible. Like Switch games will be on Switch 2, but Switch 2 games will not be played on Switch. Cannot be played on Switch at all.
My mind just exploded. I'm sorry.
So
Nintendo
Switch will have, Nintendo Switch will have exclusive games to Switch 2 that will not play on Switch 1. They won't go back to Switch 1. It'll only be exclusive. Like the Mario Kart 9 that's coming out, that is not playable on Switch 1. It'll be exclusive.
Like any game, PlayStation 4 game, you can play it on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Like from older
5, you can play on
It'll be
old
exclusive to Switch 2, or it'll be Switch 1 and you can play it on Switch 2.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be exclusive
Right.
on Switch
Yeah.
2, or it'll be released on Switch and also be playable on Switch 2.
You know what I like about this question, other than it's just a really great question, all you guys are asking really great questions, is that it makes sense either way. So, because we just got a Zelda game. So for me, us Zelda fans, we're happy, we're fine. But to get the general audience kind of back in, what better to end the Switch 1 off on other than a high note like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess? But for people, when they want people to buy the new system, what better Zelda game to kick it off with? Because we know the next new one, the new big one, that we're years out from that.
Yeah.
So that's a good question. I'm gonna think about that. I like
I wanna
it.
think
Thank you,
about this one-
Alisala.
Just one thing before we move on. I predict Wind Waker only for Switch. Remaster for Switch 2.
That sounds better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I can see that.
Or Twilight Princess remaster. Twilight, because it's a beautiful game. They can make it more.
Remaster from the ground up, please.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. DJ Skullmore, thank you so much. So since Microsoft signed a deal with Nintendo, and since once is the time Sony did as well back in 1988, even though it went bad, do you think Nintendo will make history to have all three on it?
Yeah, the deal they're talking about is the Sony Super Nintendo that never came into. It's like Nintendo left Sony hanging at the altar. That's how bad it was. They were gonna do the Super Nintendo together, but then Nintendo backed out, and then that motivated Sony, out of spite, to make their own console called the PlayStation. So Sony would not existed with the PlayStation if it were not for Nintendo, leave them hanging. The Microsoft deal is ongoing now. So we'll get games there. Right now there is no deal with Sony, but there at least is a bridge being built since Nintendo is letting Sony in. And when it comes to movies, right? Sony Pictures and Nintendo are teaming up to make the Legend of Zelda live action movie. And so we see that as a bridge. Not only that, but we see the repercussions of it. We had PlayStation's one of PlayStation's main characters on the Switch, but in Lego form with Horizons, the Lego game, the Horizons Adventure something, right? We had Horizons Forbidden West and Horizons Zero Dawn on Nintendo on PlayStation because they're exclusive. That's Sony's characters. But now we saw them on Nintendo Switch in Lego form. So we see something happening here where Sony's being a little bit more open with Nintendo and vice versa. Will we see Mario on PlayStation? No, never. But at least other consoles or other companies are being more, open with Nintendo and kind of, so.
Yep. There's another question from Alisala. Thank you so much for that. What are the chances of Switch 2 to have streaming to the dock? Then we could have Wii U games that are stuck on the Wii U on the NSO.
Patent was filed on that, and I don't know whether it will make it, but at least Nintendo was thinking about it.
I can see
but
that
we don't
as
know.
I see that as like a Switch 3 forward type thing at the earliest. But
there's a patent this early. Yeah, there was a patent as early as 2023, and then updated in 2024 for that same feature.
I mean, they're already they're teasing it, if we want to really think about getting there, because the current dock, you can't really see any of the screen. I think a quarter of an inch sticks out.
Just
the
this
Switch
much.
2 dock, it's you got an inch of the screen sticking out now. So, maybe
You
Switch
also
3,
have more.
we're gonna have more.
And not to mention that you also have more on the back of the dock. They didn't show it, but you also have a beefier dock in the back with a big space with that. It might have more hardware. Remember, the Wii U was that it was streaming because you had your TV and you had your dock, your screen. So
we didn't see the back of the dock in the reveal trailer. I don't think.
No, you didn't. They did it on purpose. They did it on purpose.
They did good.
Yeah. So it's beefier in the back. It's not like this. The dock for the Switch which has a little square that is only for the I/O for the USB-C and stuff, HDMI, is a square like this small. The Switch's back is like this big, like giant, like that, and then there's like a little spot for the fans. So that dock tells a bigger story than we know. We'll learn more in April.
Yep. Julie Kane, thank you very much for your question. Do you think the Switch 2 will have a microphone for games like Nintendogs if they make a new one or do a remake?
Yeah, Nintendogs is having a mobile game, by the way. That is probably going to come soon too. They're having an iOS game, Nintendogs.
I see them linking that. Yeah,
it's an AR. It's an AR Nintendogs game. So when you're looking at the camera, it's like you're having your Nintendog is on the floor next to you or whatever. But the Nintendogs, a microphone itself, there was rumor that it has a microphone. Yeah.
Right. Boomini, thank you so much for your question. When are you guys planning to have Echoes of Wisdom discussion?
Right?
Going into
when are
details. When are we?
Let's schedule it. I mean, we Switch 2 is the fever right now, but we should schedule it. We should do a special podcast just for that. So let's talk about it, and we'll have it, Boomini. We will. Just because
we'll
you
put
are
that on the list.
Yeah.
Finally beat it. So
Yay!
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah,
Spoilers.
there you go.
Wink the Man, thank you so much for your question. Do you think our existing Switch 1 games will be upscale in 4K?
Yes.
No.
I do think they will. You know why? Because Nintendo patented their own AI upscaling in software where I'm sorry to be so techie, but it breaks down the pixels, and to make it easy to understand, AI image generators. Make me a dog that's like on a bicycle with a party hat and blurpity blurp, right? It generates that picture. That's the same technology they're implementing with Nintendo's AI upscaling, where it breaks down the pixels of the game, pixel by pixel, and it generates new ones according to the environment to make it look more crisp. So games that look like bad or they will look sharper. They can go up in resolution. And I think I discovered that patent, and then another person confirmed it when they broke it down even further, where it did mention AI upscale from 540p, which is like 540p, which, by the way, there are games that run 540p on the Switch, all the way to 4K resolution, done by that AI pixel generation generator or whatever. So
I have a question.
there's a big possibility.
So that's what happens if you play your Switch 1 games on Switch 2.
Yeah.
That's not going to automatically come to Switch 1.
No, not to Switch 1. No.
Switch can't output. Switch doesn't have the right HDMI output to even output 4K.
Yeah.
My brain ain't braining right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I just have a follow-up question for that. It makes sense, but are we talking about physical games or only digital? Because physical games, for me, it doesn't sound like that's going to be the case, because it was developed or it was created for a system that was not capable of doing that. It might enhance it, but all the way up to 4K,
any game can be elevated up to 4K depending on the technology that we have nowadays. Technology, it advances every single day, especially with AI. And this being an AI upscaler where you put the game inside, and as the game plays, that's what the patent. Actually, I can look it up and read it, but it's too long. It says that as you play, it's generating as you play, and so even when people who develop video games, they can develop at a certain place and know that their game will perform even better than what they developed for using that technology.
Does that happen on the PlayStation 5 right now?
With the PSSR, yeah, that's what the PSSR does. It's a AI upscaler. Their own version of it. I don't really see the
difference between PlayStation 4 games being played on the PlayStation 5. It's probably just me.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, but we shall see.
not only that, but again, they only release patches for the games in order for them to take advantage of the hardware, because the hardware is what does the work, right? You take for example, you see that a lot with people who I would say, pirate games sometimes. They take their games, or not even pirate, they take their games, they burn them to the computer. They use an emulator. And the emulator itself will upscale the system. You, look up The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in 4K with ray tracing, with all that stuff. With look it up, you'll find it. Just because the game was already built, they didn't rebuild the game with that. They used the software to push that game to that limit. Nintendo never pushes their system to the limit. They never do. They're criticized because they never kind of, There's a guy on YouTube that pushed the limit. He maxed it, like he clocked it. That's the term, and it did raise the resolution on their video games.
Right. So for Wink the Man again, do you think the next new Zelda will be out in 2028 or 2029? I feel like that's way too far off of time. I'll say next year we'll have a new Zelda, if that is the case. 2028 or 2029? 2028 or 2029?
2027 at the earliest.
Yeah.
I've geared myself. I just geared myself up for 2030 because it's a nice round number, and also when it comes out early, or when it's announced earlier, I'll be super excited. And then when they delay it and then it finally releases, they'll still be no later than 2030. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And Team Grezzo was the one who made Echoes of Wisdom, right? In their interview, in their interview, they said that they could release more games now with the engine. So even if we don't get the next big maybe Zelda anytime soon, maybe we'll get another time now.
HD or remaster.
Yeah, remasters, remakes, Ocarina. I mean, not Ocarina. Link to the Past remake, maybe I'm
gonna scrutinize. I'm gonna be so hard on that remake because y'all know that's my favorite.
Yeah, of course.
Game. So they do it right, Nintendo.
Yep. Brian Rose, does Nintendo Switch have AI upscaling? And we talked a little bit about that, but
Nintendo Switch 2? There's a 2 there.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will. Like, it's not confirmed by Nintendo since all they did was show us stuff. But from all the leaks and whatnot, we can say that we know as much as we can until Nintendo confirms it that it will.
And even Nintendo never confirms how the scaling or the graphics or whatever. They'll just talk about the games and how fun they are to play. It's up to the techies on YouTube to break it down.
Yeah, not get confirmed until someone takes it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
All the chips.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pokemon fan is asking, when will the phone app for Nintendogs come out?
I don't know. One day.
I don't know.
There's a pattern for the app, and it literally says Nintendogs. It says AR and everything. So it has to be very soon.
We'll know when we know. And the last question we have in Nintendo Let's Play: do you think Double Dash mode will come back to Mario Kart 9?
Oh my god, that'd be awesome! Somebody chatted me that they noticed something in the carts that could be an attachment for Double Dash for like another character to be on top, which will be awesome, super cool.
I hope.
Right.
I've said time and time again, Mario Kart 8 would have been the perfect Mario Kart if they had Double Dash mode, because I like that you can swap your items and hold on to an extra item, and if they had the wheelies on the bikes again, would have been perfect. That's all we need, and a Mario Kart is perfected. Anyway, sorry, please give me Double Dash mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you haven't seen it anywhere else, so it was such a unique feature, and it was a lot of fun to play.
And I guess the custom items, we didn't have those, did we?
No.
8? I miss those.
Yeah,
hopefully it's gonna be back. But that is it for all the questions. Much, you guys, you were awesome tonight.
Thank you for all of your questions. And wait, is this?
It's a bop.
That's the song I was looking for earlier. I just pressed the button and it came out.
I'm feeling happy. dancing with Nintopics Podcast. I feel like dancing with Nintopics Podcast. It's been a hard week, but I feel better now. It's time to flow with the Nintopics Podcast.
All right, friends. Thank you so much. But before you guys don't go anywhere, we got one more thing to share with you, and it is our beautiful cast today. Zach, where can we find you?
You can find me at Zach Hendricks Media or Zach Hendricks Voiceover everywhere besides X, which is Young Calf Zach. If you look up Zach Hendricks Media or Zach Hendricks Voiceover, they will pull up the other one no matter what, because I'll have the URL as one and the username as another. You can find me here every Friday night on the Mike Odyssey YouTube channel doing the Nintopics podcast and streaming Smash Bros. Ultimate for the post-podcast party afterwards. So that's actually what I'm going to do now when we wrap up. So if you want to keep talking Nintendo Switch and play some Smash with me, come on down when we're done.
Awesome. And over to Lily Hyrule. I said it right this time. Lily Hyrule.
Yay! Thank you so much. Yeah, you can find me everywhere as Lily Hyrule, but most importantly, I think YouTube. There are a lot of things. There are a lot of videos out there, so if you can give it a watch, that'll be amazing. I'm currently working on getting new videos out there for you guys as well. So sorry for the long wait on that. Also, you can watch the Nintopics podcast directly on my channel as well. But of course, you'll find me here every Friday on Mike's channel as well, on the Nintopics podcast. And I don't have anything going lately. Everything has been quite quiet because I'm working on trying to put things together. So that might take a little bit of time. But so far, so good, which is a good sign. Yeah, that's me.
All right. Thank you, Lily. And over to Hyrule Joy CJ.
Hello, I am Joycey J. I refuse to call it X, so you can follow me on Twitter at DJ Joycey, and that's about it.
That's it.
And of course, our good friend Paul Gale Network, who had to leave early.
Yeah,
you can
thank you,
follow
Paul.
him at Paul Gale Network on YouTube here and on X as well. And I don't know his other platforms.
Yeah, it's super easy. Paul Gale Network everywhere. Actually, just Google Paul Gale Network. It'll bring up all of his platforms, all his social media. All right.
I think that's his real name.
Yeah. I think the only real name is Network. That's the only one that I think is real.
I don't know. I think Gail is a part of it too. I don't know. But that Paul part, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think it's more Paul Force Network. All right. And of course, you can find me here every day at the Odyssey, Monday through Friday. We got news. And of course, we have the podcast in the evenings. Tomorrow, if you guys want to hear the music again, the video is going up tomorrow, right? The video is going up today. It's going out tomorrow in the morning, so you guys can hear the music, the track a little more. You can rewind it, listen to it again for that tune. For hopefully it doesn't get taken down. I don't know if
I
it
was
will.
gonna say that. You guys go and watch it first thing before it gets taken down.
Watch it and screen record with audio. That way you guys can kind of, yeah. And then Boomini says that I have to say my body is ready.
Yes.
Oh, they want to hear that as the outro song.
You guys want to hear my body is ready as the outro song?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and do my body is ready as the outro.
It's good nostalgia for when we had no idea what the Switch 2 was.
Right? All right, where's my body is ready? I'm looking for it now.
Oh wait, no, for Switch 2.
Body
You gotta
is
make a
ready.
Switch 3 version now.
Come on, for Switch.
What was that?
You gotta make a Switch 3 version now.
Oh, I already. Oh, you guys haven't heard the new one, right?
The new one?
Yeah.
Come again?
When did I show it? Did I show somebody the new song? I have not showed the new song to anybody yet. Should I show it now?
Ooh.
They
I'm making
World premiere.
I'm making the video for it, so, and it's very me this time. It's not, the voice is not high pitched or fast forwarded. It's more me this time because people are like, no, I know, I can see, I recognize your voice, but you made it a pitch higher. I'm like, yeah, because it's comedic. It's supposed to be funny. I don't want to sound like myself. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys an option. You guys hear My Body Is Ready, or you want to hear the new song? I can just put the new song and listen to it audio because I'm still working on the music video. Or Body Is Ready.
My body's we'll see what chat says.
Song
I'm down
has
with
been
either.
stuck in my head.
I mean, my body's extra ready for Switch 2 after that trailer.
It really is.
Extra ready.
I'm so ready.
This My Body Is Ready is cringe on purpose, by the way, guys. It's cringe on purpose. It's comedy. Comedy's supposed to be cringe,
I
right?
don't think it's cringe. I think it's cute. That's me,
So
though.
okay, we have new song, and my body is ready. Okay, let's do My Body Is Ready, and then I'll show you guys when the video is done. Both. I want both.
I saw that too.
Let's do My Body Is
Freestyle
Ready.
rap to Switch to music.
Let's do rap. Share screen. Window.
Every day I wake up waiting out the door. Nintendo news I can't ignore. Hovering my finger on refresh. My finger on refresh.
I love those glasses.
Searching for the leak, my heart's gotta beat. My body is ready for Switch 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. Rumors flying, but nothing confirmed. It's been a mystery, my patience burned. Gotta level up with my imagination in this endless game and stimulation. Whoa, my body is ready for Switch 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? Standing in line just to hear something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. All we want's a peek, a hint, or a sigh. Just a little nod will make us cry. Joy-Cons at the ready, hearts in sync. Nintendo dragging on, making us think. We've been resetting time and time again. Oh, I love the Mario, it never ends. Zelda's gathered from the nether horizon. This weight is harder than fighting in a thing. My body is ready for Switch 2. Whoa, 2. Can't wait much longer, what about you? About you? Standing
Like the
in
extended
line
version.
just to
I
hear
dig it.
something new. Nintendo, come on, give us a clue. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready. My body is ready for Switch 2. My body is red. My body is red for Switch 2.
Hello? Hello? And this is the RB version. My body is ready. Yeah. My body is ready. Yeah. Hi. That's it. So that's my regular voice. My body is ready, and that's how I changed that little, my body is ready, but that little higher tune. And so yeah, that's
So when the album dropping, Mike?
When the
I
Switch
have
2
a-
does.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. When the Switch 2 drops, the let's see here. Music, Nintendo. Okay, just like literally 5 seconds of the newer song. Okay, 5 seconds. It's finally here. Oh, is it?
Ooh,
No, that's not it. You guys ready for this? This is more me. Yo, hey, ha, come on.
Nintendo finally brought the Switch 2. Ooh, yeah. We've been waiting, now it's time to move. Ooh, yeah.
That's it.
5 seconds. There you go.
1
It's a
second.
bop.
That's all you're getting.
That's it. It's a reggaeton.
I was just going to say,
It's a
like, oh,
reggaeton.
okay, we got a
Reggaeton.
reggaeton before I changed.
Yeah, reggaeton. I'm going back to my
To
my
your
culture,
roots.
my roots.
The wisdom.
The wisdom.
All
All
right,
right,
guys.
Mike, in the stream of time.
Before we let you go, let me put back the stream how it goes like this, right? There you go. Before we let you go, we got 2 things we gotta let you know. Number 1, don't give up.
Don't do
Don't
it.
give up.
Don't
Don't
do
you
it.
dare.
And number 2, journey on.
Journey on.
Journey on.
Wait,
You
let's
gotta
not
do it. You can't give up, and you gotta journey on.
Yep. What? Oh no.
Mike's just pushing buttons at this point.
Take care, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good
So,
night.
everybody.
Thank you so much. Mwah. Take care. We'll see you next week.
I'm trying to find the end button.
There you go. But just go and find it.
And the stream, Mark. I'm tired.
Come on.
Stream like a pie.
Bye, you
I'm
guys.
trying to find
Just
you.
unplug it. Just
I'm
unplug it.
Yeah,
trying to find the exit.
Close the studio.
I'm trying to
There you
find
go.
the exit. You can't find
No,
the
no,
exit.
no, no, no.
Okay.